and find something you're passionate about besides Ziggy.
Howdy, howdy. So today we're going to go over the Idaho Affidavit, but I'm going to wait till some people come in here and then we will get started. Let me put my camera or my webcam. Better spot here. See all my Annalee dolls back there? Those are all my grandma's Annalees. If you happen to collect Annalees, then get a hold of me. Hey, Jab and Flicking and Boo. Now, where's my phone? Okay, so I can pull up my... Hey, Sherry. How's everybody doing? Yeah, so I was kind of trying to listen in on, I think it looked like News Nation or something. I guess while we're waiting, we can go ahead and try to watch this. Hey, Adele, let's go ahead and watch this. Well, people are coming in and stuff. Let's watch this full video of the traffic stop. Well, maybe I shouldn't yet, because I want to try to stay on subject, but of course I do have things to mention to you guys about the Summer Wells case. But I'm not going to talk too much about it in this one because I need to focus on this one. I tend to like go all over the place, and I'm going to try not to do that. But I do want you guys to know I am going to be going live about Summer, and I did end up going down there for a few days. And it was it was just me, and it was pretty much a last minute thing. I was in Virginia, so on my way back, I drove through Tennessee, and I stayed there in an RV for a few days. I rented one of those RVs or whatever. It's like way cheaper than getting a hotel or a Airbnb. I went to talk to Fred again. Let's see. No, Kiki, that's not true. But thank you for asking me. And where would that have been? My daughter's never seen such a thing. My daughter actually didn't even know that I used to be addicted to prescription pills. Like, she didn't know that until people on YouTube decided to tell her. So no, she didn't witness anything like that. And myself, I was never into that. Thank God. But, who's to say I wouldn't have if my addiction would have continued, But that's okay that she asked. I appreciate you asking me. Hey, Joy R and Kitty Cat and Fire Then Hair Frog Hair Split 4 ways. I wonder where that came from, Kiki. Where'd you hear that at? That's crazy. there's so many things going around, guys, that are so not true. And I'm going to really not try to focus on the drama and stuff and just focus on the true crime, because it doesn't, I've noticed over the last year, over a year that I've been doing this, it doesn't matter. I could respond to it. You know, I'll talk to people privately about it, you know, if you want to ask me questions. But if you decide to just run and listen to a channel, I'm not going to come on here and clear it up. It doesn't make it, it doesn't do any good, I've noticed. So people are welcome to, like, you know, email me if they have like legitimate questions about rumors and stuff. But I've just noticed, like, I've tried so hard over, you know, since I started on here to come on here, and every time I'd hear something that was a lie and I easily prove it. It was so, all this stuff's so easy to prove, but then I do, and then it's, Jane, don't. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you, Sherry. Hey, Jam. And I don't think you were, no, I don't think Kiki was trying to cause problems. You asked that question very respectfully. It's okay. I think that, I don't know who deleted the comment, but I think they're just trying to make sure because I get easily distracted, and I'm trying not to stay on drama, but you know, you asked respectfully, so that's why I answered it. If you didn't ask respectfully, I want to. Hey, Lips. Yeah, Don and Candace are in Ben Hill. I didn't see them. My trip to there was not to see Don and Candace, because I just don't. They've talked to they've talked to so many people. It just doesn't really. There was nothing more that I could talk to them about. You know what I mean? So I was trying to contact people who we hadn't heard from. I did talk to Haskell Rhines. I'm very close to getting in contact with the person that saw Candace at the end of the driveway over at Fred's. And that will probably be happening soon. Fingers crossed. I talked to his mom. I talked to her which is also Jason Arnold's mom. So the guy who mysteriously ended up missing a few years ago. And there was some shady stuff going on around his disappearance, which actually Fizzle did a great video on. And his mom, she's so technologically, like, she didn't really know what YouTube was or anything. And I was trying to tell her, hey, people are, talking about, she so wants people, if anybody wants to look into something, and if you're looking into the corruption in Hawkins County or East Tennessee, please help this mother, like, help find out what happened with her son, Jason Arnold. She's very upset with law enforcement, and she went to even Jeff Bobo and asked him. Imagine this, guys. I can't wait to tell you guys all about this stuff, but really there wasn't really anything like new really that I can think of that was, some new stories about Jody Sue a little bit, and and little new things, but not really about Summer Wells' case. I love how Little Wing is this new channel. She went through Fred and my conversations, and she wrote out, like, it was so great how she did that. Like, she just typed out what she interpreted, and she did a pretty good job. Everything that she was saying, she relayed it correctly, pretty much. The only thing where we were talking about about Jason, where she said Jason, I don't know. She said a different name. His name is Jason Arnold. And his mom is desperately wanting help, like, because she feels like law enforcement has just, I don't know, they could be, allegedly, who knows? Like, it could be a cover up. No lips. Oh, thank you, Flicking. No, I never paid for Fred's phone, but I was going to, and I do. They need help really desperately too. Fred and you guys, when I saw Fred and his wife, or Fred and his girlfriend, Fred was wearing Laura's shirt and her pants. And you guys remember that situation where he got arrested for theft in Walmart? I think it ended up getting dropped. But when that situation, or in that instance, he was trying to get a pair of work boots. And so they really do need help if anybody is willing to. But I didn't pay for their phone because I felt so bad for it. I did bring them a couple phones because they didn't even, I brought them, I gave them 2 of my older phones. They were very nice phones, but I figured if anybody needed them, they didn't have any phones. She was using a tablet to try to use Messenger and communicate, and he didn't have anything, so they couldn't communicate back and forth when he was at the hospital. His mom's doing a lot better. So, I got lucky, and I did talk to Fred yesterday. Unfortunately, bad news, very bad news, is it did not get recorded. I don't want to talk. I'm going to get mad if I talk about it too much because it somehow did not save. Of course, I have the picture of me and him together. I have my talk with Laura in high school and, Jason Arnold's mom. Of course, the one, the one I go for. But to be honest and stuff, that's why I'm doing a PowerPoint. So I can, while my memory is fresh, I'm putting down everything. Pretty much he just confirmed everything he said before about Andy being on that road. He saw Dawn that morning of Summer's disappearance with the boys in the vehicle around 8:30 to 9 going up Ben Hill Road. After Candace comes down and the Davy Tree Company, one of the workers, saw Candace and Summer was in the vehicle. I'd have to go back over that interview to see if the tree people said that the boys were in the vehicle. But I do know they said Summer was in the vehicle. So it's like Dawn came home with the boys and then Candace left right after. So I'm just going to keep this all, I'm going to put it all out on PowerPoint. Really nothing was, I'm bummed about it not being recorded. And trust me, I've tried everything, programs, everything. And it didn't even save to begin with. So there's no recovery. But, it was a lot of, there was one new piece, that third vehicle that came in after Andy, law enforcement thinks has told Fred and Laura that that third vehicle, they believe, hold on, Caitlin, she's being so loud. So the vehicle that came in after Fred, or after Andy, was a girl in a silver looking, like Liberty Jeep looking vehicle. It not necessarily was a Jeep, though, but it just looked like that, according to Laura. Out of state tags. Law enforcement states that vehicle, and this is important because we have, we haven't focused too much on that vehicle. And now it kind of makes sense why Fred and Laura didn't mention that vehicle too much. Because they just told me, and I wish I would have known before, that vehicle, according to law enforcement, was a family member of the Redmonds down at the end in from California. Some woman, some girl, young girl, like a niece or something. So she would, Fred said she looked like 18, 19 years old. So she was either like a daughter or something, and she was in from California. So that would make sense for the out-of-state tags. And so, but they seem to think, they don't know if they believe that, but I think that's another person we could contact. It's going to be it's going to be easy to figure out who that was. She lives in, I know the state that she lives in and came in from. So it'd be easy to talk to her and confirm that was her vehicle. If we can get a hold of her and see like what time did she come in to the hauler, that's going to be even more. And did she see Andy in front of her? That would be another person. If we could talk to her and confirm, you guys, I think that really this case with Summer is really getting close. Who said that, Lips? She's been stealing people's birth charts. Who's that? I didn't know what he knows about Marlena. The news story about her is very sus. What's the news story about her? I don't know about the birth charts. I don't know what that means. No, there were 3 vehicles that came in that afternoon that Summer went missing from around 3 to 3:30. Laura and Fred both saw him. They both saw Andy on that road. Andy, the gig's up. What were you doing on freaking Ben Hill? I'm getting so annoyed. You were on Ben Hill and you know it. What were you doing? Why? What the hell? And why was Candace at the end of Dawn and Candace's driveway? I'm sorry, Jody Sue at the end of Dawn and Candace's driveway from 4:30 to 5. Then Candace is seen at the end of the driveway down near Fred's soon after by a different person. Then 2 people right now that I know of saw Andy on that road. Saw them. If we could get a hold of the 3rd vehicle, and see if they happen to see a Kia Soul in front of them when they came in. Because that would be, who knows what she saw. Did she see anything with this truck that came in before her, and Andy that came in before her, and the Kia Soul? I'm telling you, I'm so, I'm sorry. I'm like getting really upset because I just know, allegedly, in my opinion, Andy and Jody Sue need to start talking. Just makes me upset. And Fred confirmed, once again, talked about the baby that Candace had right before Summer went missing. Where'd that baby go, Candace? Where is that baby? Guys, I am so, it's just I haven't caught like Fred and Laura in straight out lies yet. So that's why and they're just so adamant about this, guys. Hey, Brittany. Who doesn't know JSB? And Marlena keeps lying about what time Candace contacted her, and she won't explain where she went for 45 minutes at those. Oh my gosh. That would make sense. Like, yeah. What if Marlena is... I need to... I wish there was something that came up about Marlena. I thought... But I'm trying to... Like, as far as... Marlena, I don't... Has she been talking with law enforcement? Well, it was supposed to be before... after summer, right, Mary? I don't know, but they swear she had babies. And she admitted to Lips that she gave another girl away. And Laura told me, too, that when she saw Candace pregnant, that Candace said she stood up when they went up there to get that truck that day, a month or two before Summer went missing, to tow that truck down, that junk truck down to the end of, or down to Fred's property. Fred and Laura go up there, and they're all outside, and Candace is sitting down and stands up, and she's fully pregnant, like going to pop any day, okay? And Laura claims that she looks at her like with big eyes, like, and Candace was like, "Yep, I'm pregnant again. I guess I'll just give this one away too." Yeah, that's what she said. She said Candace said that specifically. Guess I'll give this one away too. And funny that it happens to be, and guess what that baby was supposedly going to be? Or was? A girl. Then the only girl they do have and kept ends up going missing. Okay. And then there's all this activity on Ben Hill Road on the 15th when nothing goes on that road. Like, I have never seen anybody out of the however many times I've been out there, I've never seen anybody walking out there on the road. I mean, to go down, it's not like a regular neighborhood. To go down to the end of your driveway is a freaking half mile. Judy Sue wouldn't be doing that every day. She wasn't just hanging out at the end of Dawn and Candace's driveway. Something was going on. She was meeting Candace for a reason. Oh, and that's another thing. Judy Sue's son. According to Laura, he is in the Army, or that's what she believes. I don't know. That's what she said. That's what she heard, but because that's she was saying, she goes, that's like really suspect. Why were they trying to, both of them, Fred and Laura said, why were they trying to send their son to the Army? I mean, I don't know. It seems suspicious to her, but really it'd probably be the best thing for him, to be honest, because otherwise he has no chance. Right, Elvis? She said she could barely walk when she was doing these properties are huge. And she didn't freaking hear anything. Like, Fred laughed when he said she doesn't hear those kids up on the hill. She's such a liar. Jody Sue is such a liar. And I went by her house like a few times and gave a little honk, and I heard it on Tiffany's live. But she's moved. That's what she doesn't want people to know. She's moved. She's not in the camper anymore. I'll just say that. But I didn't know that at the time, but I do now. she's on the same property. Then she has a dog that's like on a 4-foot chain out there. It looks like it's just completely mistreated. It's, you guys have, this backyard of Jody Sue's is the most unreal thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, there's a lot of people that keep junk property or junk like cars and stuff. I mean, Fred included, but there's just trash. Like, it looks like, to me, it reminds me of a satanic freaking haunted house or something. There's like things hanging down from this, like, because they have this long, like, porch, like, thing in the back, like, right next to a pool that is green water and swampy looking and has wood trim all the way. Well, I'll show you guys. Oh, yeah, Lips, do you want to come up here real quick? And I can send Lips a link. I mean, even though it's... I do want to talk about the affidavit and stuff, but if she had something she wanted to say, just to make it clear. All right, this is just for Lips right now, because... See, this is the thing, I get so off topic, but I'm so passionate about... Jody's, I'm sorry, like, why do you think that Jody Sue stays on freaking internet 24/7? Why do you think she stayed at the end of her drive, for 3 days, trying to hear everything going on? Why do you think she was blowing up or freaking calling my messenger video chat when I was in Tennessee, when I had never talked to her on the phone ever in my life? But she's suddenly like messaging me and video calling me.
Recently she is?
No, that first time, time. Yeah, I'm just mentioning things that are so blatantly obvious, like, to me, that she's freaking guilty.
Right, and you're as passionate as I am, because I shut my mouth since February. I mean, I didn't like what YouTube was doing with the information, like people, creators, and plus Journey wasn't safe. She was her mom still had custody of her. Just because she wasn't living there in the tent with her didn't mean she didn't have, full custody, and she couldn't go grab her at any point in time and take off. Now, she did try to take off, and she wanted to come up here, and she had made some plans, and she really was coming. Like, she asked, like, as soon as her husband or whatever got out of jail, she was on it. But then I realized that he was coming, and I'm like, no. And then I guess after a little while, a friend of her family had contacted me and said, no. I've been listening to Marlena talk to you. She's been using my internet, my phone, all of this. She did not contact Candace, or Candace did not contact her at 7:30. And I'm going to get she went and got her phone records. Well, she contacted her at 6:15, which means they had, or whatever happened, at all that time. Candace, let's see here. Candace, I don't know, whatever the time was, I could put in, like, okay, so maybe they were on the phone 15 minutes. I added 15 minutes back to maybe 6 o'clock. I added, I just added and it came back to around that 4:30, that same 4:30 hour. But she keeps pushing the 7:30 thing. We all know everything was already done and said, and the cops were already there looking by 7:30. Why does she keep pushing this? So I kept asking her. I even told her we got phone records of what time you called this person that's contacted me, and you had already contacted Candace by then. You had already done whatever, and then had contacted Candace back to tell her to call the cops. So the, you know what I mean? We all know it wasn't 7:30. But I don't have everybody else's timeline and stories and all that stuff to try to fit the rest of what her story where she goes. Because she
That's
came
what
up
I'm going to try to make. It's something like where I can put all this stuff together.
Okay.
I'm trying.
And it's been almost a year. So, like, I'm in the same boat. I forget stuff that we've talked about. Yeah. I forget conversations I had. I ended up blocking her so she couldn't take any conversations back. I'm going to read you the last message that she sent me.
She talked to Candace on the day Summer went missing. at around 6 o'clock?
Yes.
And was Summer missing
And
at that
came
point
up-
when she talked to her?
Oh yeah, because she called her and asked her if, and I got all this, recorded somewhere on my computer or something. She contacted her to ask her if Journey knew of any hiding places that Summer would go. She asked Journey, whatever, the whole conversation happened, maybe 15, 20 minutes went by. I don't know. But first Marlena was telling her, don't call the cops. You're going to get in trouble. Like, that CPS is coming, like all that stuff was going on. So then I don't know how much time passed. She went and looked, and then Marlena talked to the person that contacted me, and that person said, don't you dare. She needs to call the cops now. Call her back and tell her to call the cops. That's when Marlena had called her back. So however much time went past there, maybe 10 minutes, I don't know, 5, 15. And then she called her back and then told her, look, all right, you need to call the cops right now because blah, 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 blah. So Summer has been missing like that a few times, but not as long as she was at that point, at the 6 o'clock hour.
Oh, okay. So she had gone missing before? Yeah.
Like she goes, right. Like there's some people saying she won't leave that place. She won't leave that hill. And Marlena said that too. Mm-hmm. But then she's also told me, yeah, she's been, like where they had to go look for her. I don't know where and how long, but.
What time did, when she talked to Candace that day on June 15th, what time did Candace tell her, or how long did she say she had been looking for Candace? Like if she talked to her around 6 p.m., did she tell her like how long she had been missing? Huh?
I think she said a half hour, but we know Candace's time is not correct. I could be wrong.
According to yeah.
But if you think about how many, which phone call was at what time, because this one was at 6:17. I just say 6:15, but happened at 6:17. Which call was that? What the one where it went out and said call the cops or whatever. And I can ask that. I still talk to this person, and they got real good information, but they're terrified of Marlena. They are so fucking scared of Marlena. It's not even funny. Marlena's dangerous. Yeah. I'm gonna read you guys her last message and the reason why I ended up blocking her. I'm gonna find her first. She's way down here.
Yeah, I've heard that she's pretty rowdy. Actually,
right
they were just telling Laura was just telling me that.
Oh yeah, Fred shot at her and her mom before. She was like 12 or something.
Wait, what? He shot at her?
Yeah, he shot at Marlena, and yeah, they were out fucking running 4-wheelers on his property. Wow, there's a lot of Facebook.
Did he warn them? I hope he didn't just start shooting at them.
I don't think he didn't get in trouble with it, so I'm sure. Okay. All right, I'm not even seeing her. Did she delete her fucking shit? Hold on.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, I know Marlena's super important to this, and that would make sense too. Like,
won't talk to anybody, at the time it was me, but I called her out too. I couldn't do it. I kept calling her out after she kept lying to me. I had proof that she didn't have. I had proof that she didn't have Journey no more because I was talking to the people that were getting her, and I kept telling her, that. Wow, she must have. I'm gonna have to go through the ones that say Facebook user. Oh my god. See, look at that's how bad it is. She keeps disappearing. She will disappear out of sight, out of mind. And I know where she's at. Oh, here she is. I know where she was at. All right.
Well, Flicking Bullets, Marlena was there the day before Summer went missing, right?
She says up to that Friday, and then Grandma brought her home that Friday out of the blue.
They've been staying there for like a couple weeks or for a while.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. Okay, so she tried telling me that her CPS worker was like some YouTuber or something, and she come up with the last name of Lowry. You know who that is? Gigi.
I've heard the last name Lowry.
Yeah, Gigi. Gigi. Okay.
Oh my god.
I send her a picture. I send her a picture of Gigi, and I tell her, what her real name is, or her real first name is, and she's trying to tell me it's something else. So she's like, "Yep, that's her." I'm like, "All right, let me send you a clearer picture and a video of her so you can hear her voice." Oh yeah, yep, that's her. So we call the Child Protective, or we call DHS to find out if a blah 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 Lowry really works there, and yes, she does. Her CPS worker is legit. And because she was going to try to tell me that somebody from YouTube came and took her daughter from her. Like, and she was gonna start blaming like, you know, certain people. So anyways, I said, this person is a legit CPS worker. I called today. And then she's like, yes, I have Journey. My rights haven't been taken away all the way. And I still need to take her to the doctor and stuff because she had just asked me for more freaking money. Oh, wait, maybe I have to go up further. Hey, can you cash at me like $20, please? My kid is sick and I need money to take her to the doctor and to get her meds. Now, this is her excuse every time, okay? So that's why she keeps using it. So then I tell her, you know, you don't have Journey, Marlena. And then I tell her about that worker. Yes, I have Journey. I haven't taken it all the way away. Yeah, I have to take her to the doctor and all of that, period. And I won't know until December if I lose my rights. Well, she did have a court date, like the 6th or the 9th or something like that. And she did lose her, of course. And I ask her a question if she knows, you know, like that Brianna Tester or anybody or whatever. Have you heard of that name?
Yep.
Okay. And then if she knew if she ever chilled up there at Candace's. Do you know anything about that?
If she ever what?
Was like chilling up there on the hill up at Candace's.
Who, Marlena?
Yeah. No, this Brianna Tester. Somebody asked me about it.
I never heard that. I never heard that.
Okay. That's what we were trying to figure out. Okay. Or somebody was. All right. So then I said to her question mark later because she wasn't answering me. She goes, I don't get anything out of talking about this. And I got a lot on my plate. And you didn't believe me about my kids. So have a good day.
I don't get anything out of this. So basically she has to get something out of it.
She wouldn't talk to me unless fucking I gave her $20 or I gave her this or I gave her that. Well, there was times where she was talking to me, but everything we went to go research, the last name was wrong or the person didn't live where she said they were, or like she's trying to give us like all this stuff to sound legit, you know, to get money, and you know it just didn't work out. So I'm busting her ass on a lot of this stuff. I already know the answers to a lot of these questions I'm asking her, but you know I got to see where she's at, what she's doing. But I tell her, you don't have Journey. I know that for a fact. There's no reason to lie to me to get money. You know damn well if I had it, you would have gotten it. Because one time I didn't give it to her. My credit card expired. And I must have thrown the new one away in the mail, so I had to freaking order a new one. And she just was acting like I was lying about it. And why would you want to be paid to give info about finding Summer? And I left a bunch of question marks. I'm like, whatever. I said, there's $20 waiting for you if you want to give me something that I can prove to be correct. The rest was all bullshit. And I write something about CPS, anything you need. Oh, CPS covers anything that you need medically. So go ask them. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's probably her voice too. All this bullshit has all been the truth. And if you don't believe me, take your question somewhere else. And if I find that you had anything to do or talked about my case to CPS, I will have their ass and your ass too. So I write, what is it that you want so many people to be scared of you? You seem to do that to your own friends and family too. And then I just bust her ass. I'm like, you steal from them. You talk about your daughter climbing stripper poles to get dope money. You keep lying about your involvement with Summer and so much more. I said, I don't expect an honest answer. I really don't. You've been lying this whole time. Just know that TBI knows your involvement, and I don't know if they do. I was kind of busting her, saying that I was like kind of turning her in. So some of this
your reaction.
Yeah, some of this is just gonna be me talking bullshit. But just know that TBI knows your involvement, and it's not what you've been telling them. Where were you for 45 minutes after Candace called you to come pick Summer up? And I just threw that in there. I wanted to see if she'd answer. Of course, you know she didn't. Where did you take her to? I name a place that I don't want to put out there. These people are speaking up against you. You might want to get
Candace text her that day to come get Summer. The day that she went missing.
I don't know if that's what she asked her, because Marlena's saying she asked her for hiding places. I just threw that in there. So make sure that gets put out there as I said that. Nobody else. That was me saying that to her because I wanted to see her reaction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you were just.
Yeah. That's just me bullshit.
You're just acting like you knew something.
Yes. And then I said, you might want to get a lawyer instead of more dope. Just know that you might have fucked up. And then let's see if I said it's you that told the officer this stuff, not knowing who you were talking to. Now I was trying to get at when all the YouTubers went to Tennessee in like November or whatever it was. I was kind of seeing if she would react to that. So because I had other messages up above about them going. She's like, please don't message me anymore. Have a good day. And I think you're behind something that happened to my family. So I blocked her because I didn't want her to be able to take messages back. Because there's a year's worth of me just talking to her on here that needs to be outed. But it needs to be.
You need to compare notes. Yeah, I think that's really important. Laura says that she is very
out of her face to face.
Wow, that's awesome. Very great information because Laura says that this Marlena girl is really bad news.
She is. Now as recently as this August, she stole some birth certificates. And she was turned in, but because they couldn't really prove it or they didn't see it or whatever,
She stole birth certificates?
Yes, I think she's been stealing birth certificates this whole time. I don't know. This is my opinion.
Why is she selling babies with birth certificates?
I don't know. That's my opinion.
That sounds like what I mean. What else would you? I mean, unless you're stealing.
One of the boys. I'm just gonna say one of them. One of the boys was supposed to go too, and then something happened after she had him. I think that they might have thought that he was a girl and was gonna get rid of him. Realized he was a boy when they had him and kept him. But and that baby was also supposed to go through Marlena.
What?
Because she's the one who told me. Yes.
Marlena was going to find somebody for the for one of the boys to go to,
or adopt it or whatever. I don't know.
Oh my God, this is like really.
I know it, and that's why I'm starting to question things again on the stuff that we thought was conspiracies before, because I don't think they are.
Oh my God, was she drive or does she have a vehicle?
Yeah, she told me which one. It's in those text messages.
Does she drive a truck by chance?
No, we tried. Yeah, we asked her about that when you guys were talking about that. That's when I started watching you again.
Okay. Wow. So she was going to try to find a home for one of the boys before they were born?
Well, the way she told me was like she was going to get one of the boys. And I don't know. Wow. At the time I didn't know to ask her those kind of questions. I was just going to leave it at that because I was dumbfounded that,
wow.
We didn't know about all the other stuff when I was hearing all this,
Did she say Candace had a baby? Or go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. So I'm kind of putting it all together kind of right here as we're talking. So, but yeah, she was definitely supposed to get one of the boys, and we all know that maybe Summer was supposed to go too. I don't know. We don't know, but.
Because I had a theory, I had a feeling that because did she admit to at all? Did she say Candace was pregnant before Summer went missing? By chance, did she mention anything about that?
I don't remember if I asked her that. We have to go through
because I have a feeling that because of Fred and Laura swear by this.
Everybody was saying after Summer,
right, and but like they swear by this, I know, and it's just like it bugs me because I have a feeling that she gave away that baby with Summer to a family.
Oh, with Summer? Holy shit.
That's what I feel like.
Even getting your tube side and stuff, stuff can happen, but like we don't know it. We got to get proof on it. Some kind of something somewhere. There's got to be some kind of proof. Like where is she having these babies? Like, there's got to be.
I know exactly. Something. Exactly. Where is she having these babies? Like, if we could get proof that I know a lot of people say that she can't have babies, but man, they swear.
How many did she have between the Waylon and Summer? They could have been anything.
Yeah.
Because I know that,
Yep.
They didn't want any past the first two. They didn't even want any to begin with, but.
Wait, what are you saying, Jab?
Oh, I can't see the chat.
She said, "Are you guys insane about what? You're listening, Jab. You're talking to proven liars. Dawn and Candace are proven liars. You can't.
So is Marlena. Oh my God. So yeah, Marlena's a fucking proven liar too. Kitty Cat, everything I have that I'm telling you guys, I already have proof of. That's why I'm talking about it.
Yeah, and then it matches up with what.
That's why. Yeah, that's why we're talking about it.
We're the ones that talk to these people, not you. You talk to John and Candace, known liars. Okay, just remember that.
Yes. No, Marlena did.
You're letting once again, Don and Candace comes between how many friendships? Like, look at Jab turning on me because I'm saying something negative about.
I know it. And Jane's up here kind of saying
Jane's behavior from Candace.
Jane's a little confused too. Jane, I talked to the lady who got her birth certificate stolen. Okay, so there's no more fact checking it past that. There's not, and I have the proof. But this is stuff I have not put out. I mean, I can stop talking about it on here and you guys cannot hear it. I mean, that's what we're going to have to do. And we can move on to the other case. But no, I don't believe a fucking word Marlena says. And
I don't understand what, I don't think, I guess they're just lost because I don't know what they're talking about. Like,
I don't either.
I thought that this always has been,
well, they don't know what we know though.
We've talked about this. Yeah, we've talked about this like so much. I don't understand why Jane doesn't understand.
Apparently they weren't here.
Lips is playing Marlena. Marlena,
I know. Chase. I'm glad you're here, Chase. Yeah, Chase has been through this whole time. Chase can kind of speak up a little bit too, that she's hearing the same stories come out of our mouths right now as she's been hearing for the last since January.
I don't have proof. No, I just going by what people in Beach Creek are her neighbors are saying.
That's what we're doing. This is called a conversation that we should be having, probably obviously privately, because you guys don't want to listen to it. But don't you want to? Don't you want to hear us conversate about the things that we've came across or have witnessed or people have told us? Because I can verify the birth certificates were definitely stolen from the person who got them stolen from, who's terrified of Marlena and everything. And
I mean, I guess I don't have to share what
I know it.
I mean, I don't know if I should even put out there what I did in Tennessee, if people are going to get mad just because of what people say. And we're just relaying what people are saying. You guys are, you're shooting the messenger.
This is why I haven't talked on here. Right here, Ziggy. This is exactly why. And then when I do, they're going to turn it around and be like, you're the liar. You're the liar. They're going to shoot the messenger is all they're going to do.
Eventually it will come out, just like everybody wanted to doubt Fred at first. And, how retarded Fred was and how he's just so, schizophrenic and this and that. And now everybody's, listening to what he's saying.
Right. It's still his story that we have to tell. Doesn't mean that it's real and that's what happened. It's the story that we have to relay to you guys if you want to hear it.
And I'm just going
the
only reason why I believe certain people over others and not Candace, or especially Candace, is because of, I haven't had Fred in them. I haven't caught them in a straight out lie. I mean, they said something about monkeys.
This is what Ziggy believes. And this is what I believe. Why can't we collab? This is crazy.
I know. That's what's happening. It's happening a lot in the community. It's so sad.
Jane, I want a specific question as what you mean. I'm telling you that Marlena contacted me. A bunch of stuff was said. Yes, a lot of it was proven to be lies. Some of it was proven to be true. Okay? Some of the things that was going on has been also proven by her family.
And no, it's not reporting rumors, Jab. We're giving our opinions. I always say allegedly is I'm going by what Fred says. And I'm just going by
I can prove everything I'm saying, Jab. Everything.
I don't know about the birth certificates.
I do.
About that. But I know the person.
I know how old the people were in those birth certificates. I can't even say it. Certificates, and I know who they belong to. I know why they were where they were. They were in a car. I know why they were there. I know everything about the whole situation.
Oh, were they children or was it young?
One of them was a 5-year-old. Yes.
Okay.
And it was a granddaughter of the person that I talked to, and the reason why they were in there is because she was getting custody of her granddaughter. So she stole the grandmothers, who I'm talking to. She stole the daughter, the mom of the little girl, and then the little girls. They were all in one folder because they were changing custody over. to the grandma.
Jab, I'm saying that's my opinion. Everybody says that, Jab.
We're asking each other, Jab. If you can't be a part of this conversation,
I don't know why you are all of a sudden. You are so. This is so crazy. Jab used to be so. This is so insane.
Yeah,
this is so insane. The second people talk to Dawn and Candace, they suddenly just kiss their ass, guys.
Right.
You think that Candace and Dawn are going to tell you anything different, Jab? That Dawn didn't tell me when he was drunk off his ass at freaking 2 a.m. on coke. They're not going to tell you anything.
Right.
So
Jab,
kissing their ass.
Jab, you believe everything Dawn and Candace say? Is that what you're saying? Have you talked to Dawn and Candace? Have you been, talked to them more than once?
No, she is talking to Dawn and Candace. That's why she's all of a sudden.
That's what I thought.
Defending them, but she didn't used to do that, but now wants to. And it's like, hello, do you freaking forget everything before you started talking to it?
Now I can come up with a story. I can come up with stories and theories that Candace, and Dawn are innocent too. But what is going on? It's their child. They're responsible for what happened to their child, no matter what.
I don't even know. I don't even know how I feel about Dawn so much. But with Candace, I for sure feel like
I did get to know them. So how dare you? I did get to know both of them.
Yeah, and Jab, I met them too.
Unblock, tell them
I got shit too.
Shit will get a little bit different. So yeah, why don't you tell Candace to unblock lips? Well, tell them to give me a call. I got some stuff to tell them. I really do, though. I mean, if they could answer some of these questions that I have about their own friends.
Music gets me because she called me fucking retarded. Do you understand that? That was an insult. It was not her giving her opinion. She said we were fucking retarded. That is not giving opinion. You gotta, if I'm not willing to go back and forth, you have your opinions, but we don't have to sling insults at each other. We can educate each other with what we know, what we've seen proof. You're just going by what your opinion is because, Dawn and Candace.
If we respect your opinion, respect ours a little bit. Listen, and then you can take the conversation that we're having, and then you can take it back to Dawn and Candace and say, look, this is what I heard today from Ziggy and Lips. They know both of us. So just, they're going to talk shit. They're going to say, screw them, fuck them, blah, 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 blah.
Remember how much shit I got when I stuck up for when I got back from when I got the dog, the puppy. You remember how much shit I got for saying that I thought Dawn seemed like a good guy.
Let's go back to that real quick. For Jab, let's go back to that. Because when I talked to Dawn and Candace, I felt that same way that you kind of did. Remember how you believed them or wanted to believe them and you got to know.
Well,
remember?
Yeah, especially.
Yeah. And your opinions kind of changed a little bit. Same thing with Jab. So, Jab, you need to chill a little bit. We've been in your position. Both of us have. Okay? We know what you're going through and why your feelings have actually changed. So I guess, Ziggy, we do have to understand why her opinion changed.
Yeah, that's fine. I just don't think we should name call or
But no, that's unnecessary right there.
Because it's just so weird. You don't have to all of a sudden not like somebody because they have a different opinion than you. I mean, so now that you're full on Dawn and Candace, and I'm not even talking about. I'm talking to everybody, not one particular person. It doesn't mean you have to automatically hate anybody who
crazy
thinks that
This is why I stay offline. Nobody can have a normal conversation without somebody out there, ruining it. It's a conversation about stuff that we have heard ourselves or was stuff that we have been given and told. You should be doing the opposite of what you're doing right now. You really should. If you were thinking about summer right now, you would be writing down the things that we had or recording our conversation and taking it back to the people that need to see it. That's what you should be doing. Because I can tell you what, they will verify.
I'm not spreading a rumor. How are we spreading rumors?
I don't know.
I'm just saying what Fred said.
I said for a whole 30 seconds to a minute about how this is, well, as far as my part on Marlena, and you did too, that this is our opinion. Do not take it as fact. And we even checked the chat to make sure everybody was aware.
Well,
that's why we got to keep it up.
I mean,
that's why
I don't have proof. I don't have proof that absolute proof that Candace was pregnant before summer, or that she, traded any of her kids, or I don't have proof of that. Okay. It just seems like something. I'm just telling you the events that tell you guys what we've heard. We don't have proof of anything.
I have proof though from the person who was going to adopt one of the boys, and Candace will tell you the same story. So before you come at anybody, please, do a little bit of research. Yes, she's gonna say screw that.
Was she gonna get money for it? Was Candace gonna get money for the child?
We'll just keep all that shit offline.
Okay.
Fuck them.
Okay, yeah, probably better.
Because there's people. There's so many people that really want to hear what we hear, and because they don't want to put themselves in that position, or they couldn't, or whatever the excuse may be, or nobody should really be involving themselves into a case, and I'll never do it again. But at least learn or listen to some stuff.
If you want to find out the truth, you have to listen to everybody.
Yeah, you don't have to believe what we're saying. Just take the info and do what you would do with it, and make it make sense to you. If it doesn't make sense to you, then
Michelle, hold on. Michelle, I didn't say that. I was repeating something that somebody else said. I said it was uncalled for somebody to just say effing retarded. That's what I meant, Michelle. I didn't say that. Somebody else said that about us. They said, how effing retarded you guys sound. That was the comment. So that's why I said that. I repeated. I did not personally say that word or call somebody that.
My mom's name is Mom. Jam. Yes, my mom's name is Mom. Jam. Right. Like, it just doesn't make sense. We would. I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it now. Like, it sucks. Like I said, there's people like even Chase. Chase stays away from everything, like the drama. She loves Summer, and she would, never.
What's sad, Lana, is that you believe bullshit.
I don't even know if Chase is even a she. I just say that. So like it could even be a he. But they don't want. They just want to hear it. They love Summer. They love the talk and the thought of putting all this together and finding her, and but they have to suffer because of like one person. No posters, then put some up. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm gonna move on, and thank you for coming up though, because I appreciate it truly, and I'll text you.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna go on about the Idaho thing, and maybe I should have stayed off Summer for today and waited, but I wanted to let people. There was rumors about moving to Tennessee, so I don't want people to think it's like a secret or anything. The only reason I don't mention it is just because of safety reasons at the time.
Right. Yes, and I couldn't do it either because of safety reasons for Journey, and with Don getting out and all that crap. So there's lots of reasons why we had to wait, or why we can't say certain things. But they're never gonna understand that, and they can just go watch BK when he goes there in February and talks to Don.
Oh my God, dude. People just pick apart everything I say. It's so irritating. Everything you say or do on here is just picked apart. Like you can't do anything right.
Right.
It's so irritating.
But okay.
All right.
I say we drop it right now, and I'll sit in the chat and I'll listen to
Okay.
this.
All right. Thanks for coming up.
Okay, bye.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and play this video and move on to the Idaho case. So these are the traffic stops in Indiana, and they were both, within minutes apart. I don't know if I've seen this whole one that was just posted, but I wanted to watch this and go over the affidavit.
Good, good. Take your driver's license real quick if I could. See, he's right up on the van, man. He's right up on the back of that van. You're over for tailgating. Is this your car? Okay, cool. Where you headed?
Well, we're coming from WSU. And we're
What's WSU?
University, basically. That is SWAT team area.
So I'm having a hard time reading because of the traffic. So you're coming from Washington State University, and you're going there? Oh.
We're going to be going today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're trying to let you be driving for hours.
Hours, days.
Hours driving.
Well, yeah. Okay. And what did you say about some SWAT team thing? Or
yeah, there was a mass shooting and everything.
Where? Interesting.
So it's really hard to hear what they're talking about, but the cop asks like where they're coming from, and they say WSU, and he's like, what's WSU? Because, you know, they're in Indiana, and they say Washington State University, and then they start talking about a mass shooting. And I heard on the news that it wasn't a mass shooting, that they I heard somebody, I think it was News Nation or somebody, talking about this and talking about what they meant by mass shooting, and what they were referring to. And they said on News Nation that it was not a mass shooting. It was some type of maybe like hostage situation, I think. Hold on one second. Yes, Mary, they did. Mary Martin's. Okay, so, and then I did hear on News Nation, and I was wondering, and it kind of is weird how they brought that up. Like, why would they bring that up out of nowhere about a mass shooting? That's so, he just asked where you're coming from, you know?
Well, it's horrifying. He's going to the university, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So y'all work at the university there?
Actually, do it.
Oh.
PhD in criminal
Okay. Okay. I hadn't heard about that incident just yesterday. Or?
This happened about an hour and a half ago. It's still happening. I will not shoot this two shoes because they can shoot study.
I see.
Then you don't know about that. Well,
interesting. Wow. Okay. So do me a favor, don't follow too close, okay?
oh,
All right. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Remind me there, you're a little too close to back at semi. About one car between you and the back of this trailer. We're about one car leaves 10 miles an hour, so we're going 60 or 70 miles an hour. We're about 6 or 7 cars. What you guys did?
yeah. So,
You guys stopped by a trooper? We don't have any SUVs. It was a county guy. Was it like a black SUV? Okay. All right. You thought you guys were following too closely? Okay. Today? Well, I'm not going to give you guys another ticket or warning if you just got stopped. Just make sure you give yourself plenty of room, okay? So like I said, it's all about how fast you're going, okay? So if you're going 10 miles an hour, you only need one car. Or if you're going, so speed limit here is 7. If you're going 7 miles an hour, you need 7 cars. Yeah. That's the easy way to explain this.
Okay, so I thought this had more body cam footage than what we had previously heard. So why did that? I think many of you probably had already. Let me pull up this document here. Okay, so this is the affidavit into the arrest of Bryan Kohberger. And I guess from what I heard from on News Nation, I believe it was, they seem to have been shocked at how much information they actually released. So I guess a lot more information was released than expected. Sorry that everybody, I don't want everybody to get upset and stuff. Really. And I should have just stuck to the Idaho thing and just waited some time before. I just didn't want it to feel like you guys to think that, oh, I was keeping it a secret, because it's not a secret at all, I do need to get a drink, so I'll just keep letting this play, I guess, for a second. Or I'll just be right back. It just take a second. Okay, I'm back. Well, Kitty, you couldn't have been timed out because you're a mod. I had you on mod because I thought you were, I don't know, it's so hard to tell who supports me anymore or who's here. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. Okay, so it says Exhibit A, Statement of Brett Payne. The below information is provided by Brett Payne, who is a duly appointed, qualified, and acting peace officer within the County of Latah, State of Idaho. Brett Payne is employed by Moscow Police Department in the official capacity or position of corporal, okay, and has been trained and qualified peace officer for approximately 4 years. CPL Payne is being assisted by members of the Idaho State Police and agents of the FBI. On November 13th, 2022, at approximately 4 p.m., MPD Sergeant Blaker and I responded to 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho. Hereafter, the King Road residents, to assist with scene security and processing of crime scene associated with 4 homicides. Upon our arrival, the Idaho State Police forensic team was on scene and was preparing to begin processing the scene. Officer Smith One of the initial responding to officers of the incident advised he would walk me through the scene. Smith and I entered the King Road residence through the bottom floor door on the north side of the building. Officer Smith and I walked upstairs to the second floor. Smith directed me down the hallway to the west bedroom on the second floor, which I later learned through Zaina's driver's license and other personal belongings found in the room was Zaina Kernodle's hereafter Kernodle room. Just before this room, there was a bathroom on the south wall of the hallway. As I approached the room, I could see a body, later identified as Kernodle's, laying on the floor. Kernodle was deceased with wounds which appeared to have been caused by an edged weapon. Okay, so this was just before this room. There was a bathroom door on the south wall. As I approached the room, I could see a body. Okay, so she was laying on the bedroom floor or the bathroom floor. They're saying bedroom, right? Also in the room was Also in the room was a male later identified as Ethan Chapman, hereafter Chapman. Chapman was also deceased with wounds later determined. And it says autopsy report provided by Spokane. Redacted. Okay, county medical examiner. Okay, to be caused by sharp force injuries. I then followed Officer Smith upstairs to the third floor of the residence. The third floor consisted of 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. The bedroom on the west side of the floor was later determined to be Kaylee Goncalves, hereafter Goncalves' room. I later learned from review of Officer Nunez's body camera. There was a dog in the room when Moscow police officers initially responded. The dog belonged to Goncalves and her ex-boyfriend, Jack Dukower. I found out from my interview with Jack on November 13, 2022, that he and Goncalves shared the dog. Officer Smith then pointed out a small bathroom on the east side of the third floor. This bathroom shared a wall with Madison Mogan's, hereafter Mogan bedroom, which was situated on the southeast corner of the third floor. Okay, so we have Maddie and Kaylee on the same floor. Right, the rooms right next to each other. As I entered this bedroom, I was in the single bed in the room. Whoa. As I entered this bedroom, I could see 2 females in the single bed in the room. Both Goncalves and Mogan were deceased with visible stab wounds. I also later noticed what appeared to be a tan leather knife sheath laying on the bed next to Mogan's right side when viewed from the door. The sheath was later processed and had Kohberger, USMC, and the United States Marine Corps' Eagle Globe and Anchor insignia stamped on the outside of it. The Idaho State Lab later located a single source of male DNA, which was the suspect's profile, left on the button snap of the knife's sheath. Okay, so he noticed a leather sheath laying on the bed next to Mogan's right side. So it was right beside, he left the knife sheath right next to her. The sheath was later processed and had, U.S. Marine Corps and Kohberger. Was he a veteran of the U.S. Marine Corps? Does anybody know? Do you want any food or anything? Because I think I'm gonna make me another. Thank you, honey. Bunnies. Is that bad? No, I'm live. No, you're good. Okay, bye. Bye. Love yous. Love you too, I guess. You guess. I didn't. Well, hopefully she'll release that soon, guys. I thought they were released. I thought maybe I missed something because I haven't been able to watch YouTube the last, few months, really a couple months. So, I'm not sure, like, I'll watch, catch a little bit of somebody's live and I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so behind. I didn't even know this happened or that happened, So, yeah, it would be awesome to hear the phone calls at some point, I'm sure. Hey, Crime Stories, Emma, True Crime Tea. Oh, you needed a PowerPoint, or are you doing? Because I have PowerPoint and all that, like Microsoft Office, just because I was taking classes up until March, and they still haven't discontinued my Microsoft Office, so I've just been using it. Okay, sorry about that. So his DNA is right on the sheath of the button of the sheath. So a sheath is what you put a knife into. One of those, in case, for those that don't know, I'm sure most of you guys know, but I'm just saying. Okay. He saw two females laying on a single bed. So both girls, the two blondes, were both in one bed. It looks like they were in Maddie's. It sounds like they were found in Maddie's bedroom. Both Maddie and Kaylee were. And it sounds like they were found right on the same bed. Oh, that's sad. I guess at least they were together. That's just so sad, though. I'm sure it had to be terrifying. Can you guys imagine? Can you guys imagine being woke up in the middle of the night to some freaking guy, like, with dressed in black and a mask on, just like, and a knife over you? What the hell? That would have been so freaking... That would be so traumatizing if you would live through that. He's so smart, but leaves out. Yeah, exactly. Need help? I know, right? I'm just so bad at organizing. Like, I almost feel like if a few of us, if we could just get together and share, because some of us have talked to different people and stuff, if we could just get together and brainstorm and put everything together, I think we could almost put it together like a puzzle piece. And I'm talking, about Summer Wells' case, just, because like some people have talked, like you talked to Marlena, I talked to Fred, and, Benny got real close to Dawn and Candace, and there's been, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut out anybody. There's been several people who have really helped, and talked to people directly involved with the Summer case. So if we could just all work together and put all that stuff together like a puzzle piece, I think we could get really close to finding the truth, but it's so hard to get everybody on the same page, It's so difficult. Everything gets miscommunicated, and but okay, so it continues on. It says, as part of the investigation, numerous interviews were conducted by Moscow Police Department officers, Idaho State Police detectives, and FBI agents. Two of the interviews included BF and DM. Both BF and DM. Who the hell is calling BF and DM? Okay, I don't know. Two of the interviews included BF and DM. Both BF and DM were inside the King Road residence at the time. Oh, okay, they're just abbreviating their names because for safety reasons or just privacy reasons. So it looks like, okay, so BF and DM are the two other roommates, right? That thankfully survived that incident. Oh, the survivors. Okay. Thanks, Kay. Okay. They were inside the King Road residence at the time of the homicides and were roommates to the victims. BF's bedroom was located on the east side of the first floor of the King Road residence. Bedroom was located on the east side of the first floor. Yeah, we need to put together a map. Has somebody put together a map of the house? Like if we can, make a blueprint of the house and whose bedroom was who. I'm sure somebody's done it, right? Because it's so hard to put together in your head, Thanks for stopping by, Kiki. Hey, Dee Dee. The house has been put. Well, if I just know with that situation with Summer, you guys, I am interested in what Lips has to say because she talked to Marlena. She's the only one that's talked to Marlena. And it's super important. I mean, I would like to hear the actual conversations. I probably missed a lot of them. I need to go check out her channel and see what she's posted since I've listened last. But Marlena is very important to this situation, and she's one that not many people have focused on. She is extremely important, way more important, well, to me than talking to Allie or something. I don't know, because she was staying there up until a few days before Summer went missing. And, supposedly now we're hearing talk to Candace around around 6 p.m. supposedly. Of course, we like to see proof and stuff, and that's why I was so bummed that my freaking Fred, it didn't record. But really, it wasn't much new info, but it was, there was a few details that he added in that. I'm probably gonna forget, but okay. So it says, based on numerous interviews conducted by MPD officers, ISP detectives, and FBI agents, as well as my review of evidence, I have learned the following. On the evening of November 12, 2022, Chapin and Kernodle are seen by BF at the Sigma Chi house at the University of Idaho campus at 735 Nez Pierce Drive from approximately 9 p.m. on November 12th to 1:45 a.m. Okay. Chapin and Kernodle are seen by BF. Okay, so that would be the couple. So Chapin and Kernodle are the couple. And they were seen by one of the surviving roommates, BF, at the Sigma Chi house, November 12th at 9 p.m. to 1:45 a.m. on November 13th. Okay. So those three were at the Sigma Chi house at the University of Idaho campus that night until they got. Then they left at 1:45. And then Chapin, and then the couple returned to the King Road residence. I'm saying the couple. I'm not reading exactly because it's hard to keep track of who's who when you're these last names and stuff. They're hard to say, and it's hard to keep track of. So that's why I'm trying to say, the couple, like, Ethan and Xana. Okay, so BF also stated that Ethan did not live in the King Road residence, but was a guest of Kernodle, Goncalves, and Mogan. So the two blondes were at a local bar that night. They were at the Corner Club at 202 North Main Street in Moscow, Idaho. Kaylee and Maddie can be seen on video footage provided by the Corner Club between 10 p.m. on November 12th and 1:30 a.m. on November 13th. At approximately 1:30 a.m., Goncalves and Mogan can be seen on video at a local food vendor called The Grub Truck at 318 South Main Street in downtown Moscow. The Grub Truck live streams video from their food truck on the streaming platform Twitch, which is available for public viewing on their website. Oh, interesting. Did you guys know that? You guys probably knew that. I've just probably been out of the loop. Oh, you guys. At 45, don't know where they were sleeping, right? Right? Because it sounds like it sounds like if they are on camera at the food truck, the two blondes, if they're on camera at the food truck until, or at the local bar, the Corner Club, until 1:30, and then at 1:30, they're seen at the Grub Truck, the two blondes were. Okay, so, and that's streamed on Twitch. So, okay, at 1:30, they're at the Grub Truck. And at 1:45, the couple who got killed and the surviving roommate, BF, were at the Sigma Chi house. So they're getting home, it looks like, around all the same time, because I'm guessing soon after the Grub Truck, they probably headed home, but let's continue reading. The Grub Truck, okay. This video was captured by law enforcement. A private party, blank, reported that he provided a ride to Goncalves and Mogan at approximately 1:56 a.m. from downtown Moscow in front of the Grub Truck to the King Road residence. Okay, so they're getting in there about 2 a.m. They're heading inside, for the last time, never to come out again. That's so horrible. Kind of reminds me, it's like how I felt, that video of Shanann Watts, like walking into the house, like right before, watching back on that and knowing now what we know, or knowing what we know now is crazy. You want to be like, oh no, don't go in there. DM and BF were both made statements during interviews that indicated the occupants of the King Road residence were home by 2 a.m. and asleep, or at least in their rooms, by approximately 4 a.m. This is with the exception of Kernodle. So that's Kernodle, is that Xana, who received a DoorDash order at the residence at approximately 4 a.m. Law enforcement identified the DoorDash delivery driver who reported this information. DM stated that she originally went to sleep in her bedroom on the southeast side of the second floor. DM stated she was awoken at approximately 4 a.m. by what she stated sounded like Goncalves playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedrooms, which were located on the third floor. Woken at 4 a.m. by what she stated sounded like Goncalves playing with her dog. So that was about 4 a.m. A short time later, DM said she heard who she thought was Goncalves say something to the effect, "There's someone here." Oh my gosh. There's someone here. Oh my gosh, guys, that's creepy. A review of records obtained from a forensic download of Coronato's phone showed this could have also been Coronado, as her cellular phone indicated she was likely awake and using the TikTok app at approximately 4:12 a.m. DM stated she looked out her bedroom but did not see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. DM stated she opened her door a second time when she heard what she thought was crying from Coronado's room. DM then said she heard a male voice say something to the effect, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." Wow. No, Mara, I didn't take your wrench, hon. No, I didn't take your wrench. I unmodded everybody and then have been remodding them as they come in. Because somebody was like deleting all my subscribers and stuff. So that's why. But yeah, I did it to every single person and I'm half a nut. So that's why you're going to probably see some mods come in, or some people that I still want to be mods and without a wrench, because I'm slowly just, when I see them, I'm wrenching them back up. Okay, so short time later, DM said she heard who she thought was going to conversation, and there's someone here. DM said she looked at her bedroom, did not see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. DM stated she opened her door a second time when she heard she thought was crying from Colonel's room. DM then said she heard a male voice say something effective, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." At approximately 4:17, a security camera located at 1112 King Road, a residence immediately to the northwest of 1122 King Road, picked up a distorted audio of what sounded like voices or whimper, followed by a loud thud. Wow. So a residence immediate to the northwest of the location picked up a distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper followed by a loud thud. A dog can also be heard barking numerous times starting at 4:17 a.m. The security camera is less than 50 feet from the west wall of Coronato's bedroom. DM stated she opened her door for the third time after she heard the crying and saw a figure clad in black clothing and a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking towards her. What? What? Okay, so she saw this person walking towards her. DM described the figure as 5'10" or taller, male, not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows. The male walked past DM as she stood in a frozen shock phase. What the hell? What? Do you guys think he didn't see her? Why do you guys think that he let her survive? I mean, I'm glad, but do you guys think it's possible that he didn't see her or something? Adrian? Yeah. They didn't call 911. It doesn't make sense. She saw this scary looking figure in there. She was completely in shock. Okay, maybe I have a tendency to react too soon, so maybe maybe there's an explanation. Just doesn't. What are you doing? What are you doing, Adrian? Why are people acting like everybody knows my name's Adrian? My real name's Adrian. It's not a secret. You're not exposing me or, doxing me. That's been put out a long time ago. Should have said Papa. Did not see her. Oh, you think he may have been in a blind rage and did not see her? Or she may have not opened but a crack and could see him, but not him see her. Read this page over. Let's see. Okay. So DM stated she originally went to sleep in her bedroom on the southeast side of the second floor. So DM was on the second floor. So one of the okay. So there was a surviving roommate on the second floor and a surviving roommate on the first floor. Right? DM stated she was awoken at approximately 4 a.m. by what she stated sounded like Goncalves playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedrooms, which were located on the third floor. See, this is why we need a map and be making a timeline of all this stuff. I can't do it because I've really got to work on the Summer Wells stuff or I'll never get to it. I mean, and this one's solved. You know what I mean? So, well, not really solved. I should not say that. And it's not solved. We have a suspect in jail. Okay. A short time later, DM said she heard who she thought was Goncalves say something to the effect of, "There's someone here." DM said she heard Goncalves saying, "There's someone here." A review of records obtained from a forensic download of Cornodle's phone showed this could have also been Cornodle, as her cellular phone indicated she was likely awake and using TikTok app at 4:12 a.m. So a review of records obtained from a forensic download. This could have also been Cornodle. What? I don't understand that last sentence. Oh, it could have been. Oh, okay. So what this is saying, I think, it seems confusing to me anyways. So DM said that she heard who she thought was Goncalves said, "There's someone here." But then it goes on to say it could have been Cornodle because her cell phone. So it was either Cornodle or Goncalves says, "There's someone here." And DM it sounds like not quite sure which one. DM stated she looked out her bedroom but did not see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. DM stated she opened her door a second time when she heard what she thought was crying coming from Cornodle's room. DM then said she heard a male voice say something to the effect, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." At approximately 4:17 a.m., a security camera located at 1112 King Road, a residence immediately to the northwest of 1122 King Road, picked up distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper followed by a loud thud. A dog can also be heard barking numerous times starting at 4:17 a.m. The security camera is less than 50 feet from the west wall of Cornodle's bedroom. Okay. DM stated she opened her door for the third time after she heard the crying and saw a figure clad in black clothing in a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking toward her. DM described the figure as 5'10" or taller, male, not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows. The male walked past DM as she stood in a frozen shock phase. The male walked towards the back sliding glass door. DM locked herself in her room after seeing the male. What? DM did not state that she recognized the male. This leads investigators to believe that the murderer left the scene. DM did not state that she recognized the male. What? What's that mean? This leads investigators to believe that the murderer left the scene. What leads? That he was leaving the scene at that time? That she saw him go to the back slide glass door. And the combination of DM's statements to law enforcement, reviews of forensic downloads of records from BF and DM's phones, and a video of a suspect video, as described below, leads investigators to believe the homicides occurred between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. Oh my gosh. He killed 4 people in 25 minutes. He freaking ruined hundreds of people's lives because, you know, those family directly affected and friends, hundreds of people's lives. And, well, not ruined a lot of lives for at least quite a while. In 25 minutes. Since that's crazy how much damage somebody can do in such a short time. Right, exactly. Why not call 911? Stabbed 52 times? I'm with brainstorms on this one. Is fishy. Shock fainting doesn't last 8 hours. That's how long it was from when she heard it till the police rang at nearly midday. No, I don't know if their motive's been established unless it says something in this affidavit, because it was just released and, you know, I haven't heard it in advance, so I just heard people talking about it. Yeah, he does have some distinctive looking eyes, though. Like, his eyes look just creepy. He does have bushy eyebrows, doesn't he? I don't have a picture of him up to see, but I'm pretty sure he has pretty bushy eyebrows. I know his eyes look creepy. Yeah, he does. He's freaking, oh my God, that dude's creepy looking. Showed his pic, she would recognize him since she saw his eyes. You would think so. But I don't know how much that would actually, if they would actually take that into consideration, or because, I mean, how much weight would they put on that? Because seeing his eyes. I don't know if but in combination with other things and his DNA and stuff like that, it sounds like this guy is, to me, it sounds like they have pretty solid evidence of this guy. During the processing of the crime scene, investigators found a latent shoe print. This was located during the second processing of the crime scene by the ISP forensic team by first using a presumptive blood test and then amino black, a protein stain that detects the presence of cellular material. The detected shoe print showed a diamond-shaped pattern similar to the pattern of Vans type shoe sole. just outside the door of DM's bedroom, located on the second floor. This is consistent with DM's statement regarding the suspect's path of travel. Wow. I wonder if they got those shoes, you think? Because that would be even more damning evidence against the guy. Hold on one second. I have to ask my daughter something. Okay, sorry about that. Let me see here. I think they're all just trying to understand. They obviously haven't told us everything. So who in here actually knows how the survivors feel? Like how many? What do you mean about? Well, yeah. Sorry that you guys are. I don't know what's going on in the comments. If there's, I apologize. I'm just trying to stay out of what I have so much drama as it is. And I don't like choosing sides and stuff. And I don't know exactly what's going on, to be honest, because I've been paying attention to this document. Huddled down a couple hours, came back out, saw what happened, then went into a shock. Maybe her phone was in the living room. I did not. Oh my gosh, I'm reading the text. Like people, oh geez. Sorry, I was responding out loud to a text. Okay, so I wonder if they've got these Vans shoes, if they located those. This says, as part of the investigation, an extensive search, commonly referred to in law enforcement as a video canvass, was conducted in the area of King Road residence. This video canvass was to obtain any footage from the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022 in the area of King Road residence and surrounding neighborhoods in an effort to locate the suspects or suspect's vehicle traveling to or leaving from the King Road residence. This video canvas resulted in the collection of numerous surveillance videos in the area from both residential and business addresses. I have reviewed numerous videos that were collected and have had conversations with the other MPD officers, ISP detectives, and FBI agents that are similarly reviewing the footage that was obtained. A review of camera footage indicated that a white sedan, hereafter suspect vehicle 1, was observed traveling westbound in the 700 block of Indian Hills Drive in Moscow, approximately 3:26 a.m. Wow. A rear view of a camera footage indicated that a white sedan, hereafter suspect vehicle 1, was observed traveling westbound in the 700 block of Indian Hills Drive in Moscow at approximately 3:26 a.m. and westbound on Steiner Avenue at Idaho State Highway 95 in Moscow at approximately 3:28 a.m. On this video appeared suspect vehicle 1 was not displaying a front license plate. A review of the footage from multiple videos obtained from the King Road neighborhood showed multiple sightings of suspect vehicle 1 starting at 3:29 a.m. and ending at 4:20 a.m. So he must have left like right at 4:20. Wait. What did they say earlier about what time the murder supposedly occurred? So this is their belief that I know I read earlier something about, he said it's my belief that the murders occurred between 4 o'clock and 4:25, right? That's what the last affidavit of the officer we read said. And if his vehicle was being spotted from 3:29 a.m. to ending at 4:20, that doesn't make sense. Or am I not understanding this? This doesn't mean he was only in the house 16 minutes. So you see what I mean, kitty cat? Because I don't get. They're saying that they showed multiple sightings of suspect vehicle 1 starting at 3:29 a.m. and ending at 4:20 a.m. But earlier in the affidavit of the last officer, it said it was his opinion that the murders occurred between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. If that's then how come his vehicle was seen at 4:20 a.m.? I don't know. Okay. Let me read. Maybe it will explain. I don't know. These sightings showed suspect vehicle 1 makes an initial 3 passes by the 1122 King Road residence and then leaves via Walenta Drive. Based off of my experience as a patrol officer, this is a residential neighborhood with very limited number of vehicles that travel in the area during the early morning hours. Okay, based off my experience as a patrol officer, this is a residential neighborhood with very limited number of vehicles that travel in the area during the early morning hours. Okay, and so I guess it's rare to see really many vehicles around that area at that time. Upon review of the video, there are only a few cars that enter and exit this area during this time frame. Okay. So during the time frame of 3:29 to 4:20 a.m., so that time period of like 51 minutes, it's there. This officer is stating that there was only a few cars. I didn't say that. I wish they would have gave a number, not just say a few cars, because it would give us a better idea of. I mean, not that it really is that important, but I don't know. It's just good for context to know. They're basically saying only a few, there was a total of only a few cars that came by through this 51-minute period. But, the suspect vehicle was seen, 3 times? Multiple footage showed multiple sightings. 3 passes. Okay, so it shows 3 passes. Yeah, you would think he would have had so much blood on him. I mean, 4 people? Holy, my gosh. Suspect vehicle 1 can be seen entering the area a fourth time at approximately 4:04 a.m. Suspect vehicle 1 can be seen entering the area a fourth time approximately 4:04 a.m. What the heck, guys? I'm getting so confused because if his vehicle's out running around at this time, but at the same time he's supposed to be inside committing the murders from 4 to 4:25 a.m., then that means either they don't have the right person or he has an accomplice driving around his vehicle. I mean, I know these are approximate times and stuff. I mean, but that's what I'm wondering. Like, how are they seeing these vehicles from this time? If I swear I read, did anybody else remember me reading like, oh, right here. The combination of DM's statements to law enforcement, reviews of forensic downloads of records from BF and DM's phone, and a video of suspect video as described below leads investigators to believe the homicides occurred between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. So that narrows it down to 5 minutes in time to commit these murders if they saw his vehicles up until 4:20 a.m. If they believe the crimes were over at 4:25, that's 5 minutes to kill 4 people. That's not possible. I don't understand. I'm just very confused because I don't know if that's what they're trying to get at, that there's somebody driving his vehicle around, or if I'm just like looking into things too much. Maybe I'm not. That's why they keep saying suspect 1. I'm hopless. Questioning probable cause. Wasn't questioning improbable. I think, I guess you are. I am. Explain why a crime is supposed to be committed between 4 and 4:25, and then you see the suspect vehicle. So maybe we'll continue on read here. Suspect vehicle 1 can be seen entering the area a fourth time at approximately 4:04 a.m. It can be seen driving eastbound on King Road, stopping and turning around in front of 500 Queen Road, number 52, and then driving back westbound on King Road. When suspect vehicle 1 is in front of the King Road residence, it appears to unsuccessfully attempt to park or turn around in the road. In front of 500 Queen Road. Then driving back to see. I wish we had a map. When suspect vehicle 1 is in front of the King Road residence, it appeared to unsuccessfully attempt to park or turn around in the road. The vehicle then continued to the intersection of Queen Road and King Road, where it can be seen completing a 3-point turn and then driving eastbound again down Queen Road. That's cool, though, that there's King and Queen Road like that. 911 was called at 11:58 a.m. It takes Kate Cat. Did the guy from food delivery see anything? Yeah, that's a good question, too. You think he acted alone? Yeah, probably. Who knows? I'm probably misunderstanding. When suspect vehicle 1 is in front of King Road residence. Okay, wait, we already read that part. Suspect vehicle 1 is next seen departing the area of the King Road residence at approximately 4:20 a.m. at a high rate of speed. Okay. If that's true, then then that means the murders would have had to occur between 4:04 a.m. and 4:20 a.m. So I wonder why they said 4 and 4:25. I wonder, they're probably just maybe giving it a few extra minutes, because if they saw the suspect vehicle at 4 a.m. the fourth time, and then it's like it parked somewhere and then got back to the vehicle, man, that means he committed those in 15 minutes. If they see at approximately 4:20 at a high rate of speed the suspect vehicle leaving. Vehicle 1. It says suspect vehicle 1 is next observed traveling southbound on Walenta Drive. Based on my knowledge of the area and review of camera footage in the neighborhood that does not show suspect vehicle 1 during that time frame. Okay, wait. Based on my knowledge of the area and review of camera footage in their neighborhood that does not show suspect vehicle 1 during that time frame, I believe that suspect vehicle 1 likely exited the neighborhood at Palos River Drive and Conestoga Drive. Palos River Drive is at the southern edge of Moscow and proceeds into Whitman County, Washington. Eventually the road leads to Pullman, Washington. Pullman, Washington is approximately 10 miles from Moscow, Idaho. Both Pullman and Moscow are small college towns, and people commonly travel back and forth between them. Law enforcement officers provided video footage of suspect vehicle 1 to forensic examiners with the FBI that regularly utilize surveillance footage to identify the year, make, and model of an unknown vehicle that is observed by one or more cameras during the commission of a criminal offense. The forensic examiner has approximately 35 years law enforcement experience with 12 years at the FBI. His specific training includes identifying unique characteristics of vehicles, and he uses a database that gives visual clues of vehicles across states to identify differences between vehicles. After reviewing the numerous observations of suspect vehicle 1, the forensic examiner initially believed that suspect vehicle 1 was a 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra. Upon further review, he indicated it could also be a 2011 to 2016 Hyundai Elantra. As a result, investigators have been reviewing information on persons in possession of a vehicle that is a 2011 to 2016 white Hyundai Elantra. Investigators were given access to video footage on the WSU campus located in Pullman, Washington. A review of that video indicated that at approximately 2:44 a.m. on November 13th, 2022, a white sedan, which was consistent with the description of the white Elantra known as suspect vehicle 1, was observed on WSU surveillance cameras traveling north on Southeast Nevada Street at Northeast Stadium Way. Well, so it was observed on, so this was a review of the video indicated that approximately 2:44 a.m. on approximately November 13th, a white sedan, which was consistent with the description of the white Elantra, known as suspect vehicle 1, was observed on WSU surveillance cameras, traveling north on Southeast Nevada Street at Northeast Stadium Way. At approximately 2:53 a.m., a white sedan, which is consistent with the description of the white Elantra, known as suspect vehicle 1, was observed traveling southeast on Nevada Street in Pullman, Washington, towards State Road 270. State Road 270 connects Pullman, Washington, and Moscow, Idaho. Wow. This video footage from Pullman, Washington was provided to the same FBI forensic examiner. The forensic examiner identified the vehicle observed in Pullman, Washington as being a 2014 to 2016 Hyundai Elantra. At approximately 5:25 a.m., a white sedan, which was consistent with the description of suspect vehicle 1, was observed on 5 cameras in Pullman, Washington, and on WSU campus cameras. The first camera that recorded the white sedan was located at 1300 Johnson Road in Pullman. First camera that recorded the white sedan, 1300 Johnson Road in Pullman. The white sedan was observed traveling northbound on Johnson Road. Johnson Road leads directly back to West Palos River Drive in Moscow, which intersects with Conestoga Drive. The white sedan was then observed turning north on Bishop Boulevard and northwest on State Road 270. At approximately 5:27 a.m., the white Elantra was observed on cameras traveling northbound on Stadium Way at Nevada Street, Stadium Way at Grimes Way, Stadium Drive at Wilson Road, and Stadium Way at Cougar Way. The depiction showing Moscow and Pullman. I can't really. It's not very good picture. Showing, okay, this shows the white Elantra's path of travel. It says not to scale. White Elantra seen leaving WSU campus. Well, I can't even see any. I can't make anything out on that. There it says right here, Pullman, and this says Washington State University is right here. I do see that. This is 1630 Northeast Valley Road. And I'm trying to see, is that supposed to be? I don't know. I don't see the yellow arrow. Arrows are camera locations and indicate vehicle direction of travel. Well, we're going to have to find a better picture than that. So smart hangs around there 12 times. They would be dumbest thing to do. Easy way for someone to see you and get caught. Okay. It says on November 25th, 2022, MPD asked area law enforcement agencies, so that would be Moscow Police Department, asked law enforcement agencies to be on the lookout for a white Hyundai Elantra in that area. November 25th? Okay. November 29th, 2022, at approximately 12:28 a.m., Washington State University police officer Daniel Tiengo queried white Elantras registered at WSU. As a result of that query, he located a 2015 white Elantra with a Pennsylvania license plate LFZ 8649. This vehicle was registered to a Bryan Kohberger, hereafter Kohberger, residing at 1630 Northeast Valley Road, apartment 201, Pullman, Washington. So 1630 Northeast Valley Road. It's approximately 3/4 of a mile from the intersection of Stadium Way and Cougar Way. Last camera location that picked up the white Elantra. Okay. Washington State University. And right here is where Bryan lived. Yeah, this map is very horrible. That same day at approximately 12:58 a.m., WSU officer Curtis Whitman was looking for a white Hyundai Elantra and located a 2015 white Hyundai Elantra at 1630 Northeast Valley Road in Pullman in the parking lot. 1630 Northeast Valley Road is an apartment complex that houses WSU students. Officer Whitman also ran the car and it returned to Kohberger with a Washington tag. I reviewed Kohberger's Washington state driver's license information and photograph. The license indicates that Kohberger is a white male with a height of 6 foot and weighs 185 pounds. Additionally, the photograph of Kohberger shows that he has bushy eyebrows. Wow. Kohberger's physical description is consistent with the description of the male DM saw inside the King Road residence on November 13th. Further investigation, including a review of Latah County Sheriff's Deputy Corporal Duke's body cam and reports, showed that on August 21st of 2022, Bryan Kohberger was detained as part of a traffic stop that occurred in Moscow, Idaho by Corporal Duke. At the time, so at August 21st, 2022, Bryan was detained as part of a traffic stop that occurred in Moscow. Wow. They had him back in August 2022. At the time, Kohberger, who was the sole occupant, was driving a white 2015 Hyundai Elantra with Pennsylvania plates LFC 8649, which was set to expire on November 30th, 2022. During the stop, which was recorded via a law enforcement body camera, Kohberger provided his phone number as blank 8458, hereafter the 8458 phone, as his cellular telephone number. Investigators conducted electronic database queries and learned that the 8458 phone is a number issued by AT&T. On October 14, 2022, Bryan Kohberger was detained as part of a traffic stop by a WSU police officer. This guy gets freaking pulled over more than anybody I know. I've ever seen. He got pulled over within what? A 7-minute time span or 10-minute time span in Indiana? Yeah, they tracked his whole camera. Why? Man. Can you repeat how they connected the car to him? Yeah, the car was registered. His car was registered to WSU, Washington State University's database of, let me see here. It says on November 29, 2022, at approximately 12:28 a.m., a Washington State University police officer, Daniel Tiengo, queried white Elantras registered at Washington State University. Okay, and so as a result of that query, this police officer of Washington State University located a 2015 white Hyundai Elantra with a Pennsylvania license plate LFC 8649. This vehicle was registered to Bryan Kohberger, hereafter Kohberger, residing at 1630 Northeast Valley Road at apartment 201, Pullman, Washington. 1630 Northeast Valley Road, so Kohberger's residence, is approximately 3/4 of a mile from the intersection of Stadium Way and Cougar Way, which is the last camera location that picked up the white Elantra. So he was probably, so if that's the last camera, for white, and then it says the same day at approximately 12:58, WSU officer Curtis Whitman was looking for white Hyundai Elantras and located a 2015 Hyundai Elantra at 1630 Northeast Valley Road in Pullman in the parking lot. 1630 Northeast Valley Road is an apartment complex that houses WSU students. Officer Whitman also ran the car and it returned to Kohberger's with a Washington tag. I reviewed Kohberger's Washington state license information and photographed. This license indicates that Kohberger is a white male with a height of 6 foot and weighs 185 pounds. Additionally, the photograph of Kohberger shows that he has bushy eyebrows. Kohberger's physical description is consistent with the description of the male DM saw inside the King Road residence on November 13th. Further investigation, including a review of Latah County Sheriff's Deputy Corporal Duke's body cam and reports, showed that on August 21st, 2022, okay, so August 21st, this was 5 months ago, Bryan was detained as part of a traffic stop that occurred in Moscow, Idaho, by Corporal Duke. So that was before the murders. At the time, Kohberger, who was the sole occupant, was driving a 2015 Hyundai Elantra with Pennsylvania plate LFC 8649, which was set to expire November 30th, 2022. During that stop, which was recorded via a law enforcement body camera, Kohberger provided his phone number as blank 8458, hereafter the 8458 phone, as his cellular telephone number. Investigators conducted electronic database queries and learned that the 8458 phone is a number issued by AT&T. Wow. On October 14, 2022, Bryan was detained as part of a traffic stop by a WSU police officer. Upon review of that body cam and report of the stop, Kohberger was his sole occupant and was driving a white 2015 Hyundai Elantra with Pennsylvania plate LFC 8649. On November 18th, according to Washington State licensing, Kohberger registered the 2015 white Elantra with Washington and then later received Washington plate, oh my God, CFB 8708. So he changed his freaking license plate, or did it? Okay, so on November 18th, 2022, according to Washington State licensing, Kohberger registered the 2015 white Elantra with Washington and later received a Washington plate, CFB 8708. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. He changed his plate after the murders. He had a plate that was registered to Pennsylvania, which was the Pennsylvania plate LFZ 8649. And then, let's see, November 18th, 5 days after the murders, he registers his vehicle to Washington State. And so his license plate is now CFB 8708. Oh my gosh. Wow. This guy is so toast. They've like really done their homework on him. I wish we could get this type of, these people on Summer's case. Wow. I heard law enforcement was watching him and were told to pull him over. They were looking for physical marks, cuts on his hands. Not sure if that's accurate. Delivery man's been questioned, but doesn't mention what was said. Law enforcement were following, but they had nothing to do with the two pullovers. They must have panicked when they pulled him. Only people in that home around. Yeah, I wonder. So I'm wondering, do you guys think when he was stopped in on December 15th, do you think that there's something that comes up in the police computer that lets them know like this guy is a suspect or this guy is that they're looking into him? Like during those two times pulled over, do you think that was something? Because just like Scout Sally just said, maybe that's why he was pulled over twice in like 10 minutes for these things, because they were finding excuses to pull him over. Or I don't know. Why? He was just trying to cover his back, or wasn't he? But it just makes him look worse. Yeah, makes him look more sus. I think cops knew he was. Maybe his car. Yeah, he changed the plates, probably. Wow, you would think after you, and the way that I better finish my last statement. You would think after committing a crime like that you would be extra careful to follow the rules of the road, right? Because they have to have a reason to pull you over. So you have to do something illegal for them to pull you over so they can check your hands, kind of look at your hands to see if you have cuts and you not know and think you're getting pulled over for a traffic violation. But when you look back at those body cam videos of the officers in Indiana, the father acts kind of weird to me too. I mean, I'm sorry, but I know some people are going to get on me about that for saying that, but he more than likely is, okay? I'm just saying. It was just odd, like some of the way they were acting. He was pulled over on purpose. He's just an aggressive driver, and that's why he was pulled. But he was getting tailed. Awesome. They were following him. Wow. Wanted to see his reaction. Wow, that's crazy. See, we don't know everything that's happening behind the scenes. Like, you know what I mean? Like with the Summer Wells case, even, or any case, sometimes I just hope that they're doing this kind of stuff with Summer, Okay. Then let's see. Okay, so he changed his plates. Okay, it says on November 18th, 2022. So that's 5 days after the murder, right? The murders, sorry. Correct, because it was November 13th, right? So on November 18th, it says, according to Washington State licensing, Kohberger registered the 2015 white Elantra with Washington, later received Washington plate CFB 8708. Prior to this time, the 2015 white Elantra was registered in Pennsylvania, which does not require a front license plate to be displayed. This was learned through communications with a Pennsylvania officer who is currently certified in the state of Pennsylvania. Based on my own experience and communication with Washington law enforcement, I know that Idaho and Washington require front and back license plates to be displayed. So you think it's probably another way for him doing that also, like the suspect vehicle that's seen on camera didn't have front license plates, right? So maybe he's thinking, oh, if I register my vehicle here in Washington, it would be even better because my license plate number is changed. It's different state, but also there's going to be front plates on the vehicle. And maybe I won't get recognized as easily. apple falls far from right. Dottie Lee from Tennessee. Okay, so says investigators believe that Kohberger is still driving the 2015 white Elantra because his vehicle was captured on December 13, 2022 by a license plate reader in Loma, Colorado. Information provided by a query to a database. Kohberger's Elantra was then queried on December 15, 2022 by law enforcement in Hancock County, Indiana. They call Hancock County Handcuff County here in Indiana. On December 16, 2022, at approximately 2:26 p.m., surveillance of video showed Kohberger's Elantra in Albertsville, Pennsylvania. The sole occupant of the vehicle was a white male whose description was consistent with Kohberger. Kohberger has family in Albertsville, Pennsylvania, learned through a TLO search and locate tool database query. So it says, based on information provided on the WSU website, Kohberger is currently a PhD student in criminology at Washington State University. Pursuant to records provided by a member of the interview panel for Pullman Police Department, we learned that Kohberger's past education included undergraduate degrees in psychology and cloud-based forensics. These records also showed Kohberger wrote an essay when he applied for an internship with the Pullman Police Department in the fall of 2022. Kohberger wrote in his essay he had interest in assisting rural law enforcement agencies with how to better collect and analyze technological data in public safety operations. Kohberger also posted a Reddit survey, which can be found by an open search internet search. The survey asked for participants to provide information to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision-making when committing a crime. Wow. You know what's crazy about this? Is sometimes I feel like people like Kohberger do these crimes because they want to see if they are smarter than the cops. I mean, it's weird to think that criminals like this guy, allegedly, it's weird to think that they even go to school for these like criminology and stuff just to be able to be better criminals. It seems like they put on all this time. Really? Surely there was like signs that this guy was not right before the incident. I don't know, but that's what I was thinking about Jody Sue lately. I feel like she I in a way, allegedly, I think she feels like she's playing a game with all of us. And she's trying to see if she can outsmart all of us. And the cops. Jody Sue. It's not going to last forever. You're not that smart. I guess maybe smarter than Bryan Kohberger, though. Or I don't know, actually. It looks like I don't know, either that or they're just looking law enforcement was just trying way harder with the Idaho case than law enforcement did with Summer. Oh no, I mean, I don't care about the survey thing. It's that's like, even without that though, he's majoring in criminology. Isn't it weird though how that's what I'm saying. Isn't it weird how sometimes people and criminals like get interest in true crime and stuff? Like how many people like this, like Kohberger, hang out in these YouTube channels? True crime stuff, Oh yeah, I'm gonna do several lives. I'm gonna try to be organized with it for once. I'm trying to organize it into a PowerPoint so I can go through it like in a actual organized way, because I am not very good at organizing. I'm not a good speaker, so I get just so distracted and start talking about other things. So I have to kind of organize it. And plus, I think it would help too, and us to really get an idea of how much was actually going on June 15th on Ben Hill Road, the day Summer went missing, and how very weird that is. You don't see people walking Ben Hill. And sorry to get off the subject, but it's just so strange that we have all this activity on Ben Hill on one day. And I don't think I've ever passed a car. I passed a car like once on Ben Hill. Okay. Man, how much longer is this? This is interesting, though. Let's see here. It's on page 11, I think. It says, as part of this investigation, law enforcement obtained search warrants to determine cellular devices that utilized cellular towers in close proximity to the King Road residence on November 13th, 2022, between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. You guys, this is crazy, because they even state how they got his phone number. They got his phone number off the web, or the cam of, what's it called? Of the officer from an earlier stop. Did you guys notice that? How in here they say they got his phone number from a previous stop, like of the cops' body cam footage from like August, and he states his phone number on there, and now that's how they get his phone number, and then to check these to see if his number pinged on this tower. It looks like that's what they did. This is crazy. They were really doing their freaking homework with this guy. I just hope that this happens with all cases. That's what I don't like, when it seems like certain cases get, this type of intense focus and others just get pushed aside. Okay. Okay. It says, as part of the investigation, law enforcement obtained search warrants to determine cellular devices that utilize cellular towers in close proximity to the King Road residence on November 13th, 2022, between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. After determining that Kohberger was associated to both the 2015 white Elantra and the 8458 phone, investigators reviewed these search warrants returns. A query of the 8458 phone and these returns did not show that the 8458 phone utilizing cellular tower resource in close proximity. Wait, what? Wait, it says a query of the 8458 phone and these returns did not show. It says did not show the 8458 phone using these cellular towers, which were in close proximity to the King Road residence between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. So his phone did not ping in the area, basically. But it looks like he's going to go on to talk about it here in this affidavit. It says, based on my training, experience, and conversations with law enforcement officers that specialize in the utilization of cellular telephone records as part of investigations, individuals can either leave their cellular telephone at a different location before committing a crime or turn their cellular telephone off prior to going to a location to commit a crime. Wow. So they just told everybody how to do it. This is done by subjects in an effort to avoid alerting law enforcement that a cellular device associated with them was in a particular area where a crime is committed. I also know that on numerous occasions, subjects will surveil an area where they intend to commit a crime prior to the date of the crime. Depending on the circumstances, this could be done a few days before or several months prior to the commission of a crime. During these types of surveillance, it is possible that an individual would not leave their cellular telephone at a separate location or turn it off since they do not plan to commit the offense on that particular day. On December 23rd, 2022, I applied for and was granted a search warrant for historical phone records between November 12th, 2022 at 12 a.m. and November 14th at 12 a.m. for the 8458 phone held by the phone provider AT&T approximately 24 hours preceding and following the times of the homicides. On December 23rd, 2022, pursuant to that search warrant, I received records for the 8458 phone from AT&T. These records indicated that the 8458 phone is subscribed to a Bryan Kohberger at an address in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, and the account has been open since June 23rd, 2022. Wow. So he hadn't had that phone that long. These records also indicated historical cell site location information for the 8458 phone. After receiving this information, I consulted with an FBI special agent that is certified as a member of the Cellular Analysis Survey Team. Members of CAST are certified with the FBI to provide an expert testimony in the field of historical CSLI and are required to pass extensive training that includes both written and practical examinations prior to be certified with CAST, as well as the completion of yearly certification requirements. Additionally, the FBI CAST SA that I consulted with, Additionally, the FBI CAST special agent that I consulted with has over 15 years of federal law enforcement experience, which includes 6 years with the FBI. From information provided by CAST, I was able to determine estimated locations for the 8458 phone from November 12th, 2022 to November 13th, 2022, the time period authorized by the court. On November 13, 2022, at approximately 2:42 a.m., the 8458 phone was utilizing cellular resources that provide coverage to 1630 Northeast Valley Road, apartment G201, Pullman, Washington, hereafter the Kohberger residence. It looks like he left his phone at home, is what it looks like. Let's see. At approximately 2:47, the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that provide coverage southeast Kohberger residence, consistent with the 8458 phone leaving the Kohberger residence and traveling south towards Pullman, Washington. Oh, so he took it with him. He took the phone with him. He must have turned it off then, huh? Let's see. Let's continue. This is consistent with the movement of the white Elantra. At approximately 2:47 a.m., the 8458 phone stops reporting to the network, which is consistent with either the phone being in an area without cellular coverage, the connection to the network is disabled by such as putting the phone in airplane mode, or the phone is turned off. So at 2:47 a.m., the phone is turned off or put on airplane mode or something. The 8458 phone does not report to the network again until approximately 4:48 a.m., at which time it is utilized cellular resources that provide coverage to Idaho State Highway 95, south of Moscow, Idaho near Blaine, Idaho, north of Genesee. Between 4:50 a.m. and 5:26 a.m., the phone utilizes cellular resources that are consistent with the 8458 phone traveling south on Idaho State Highway 95 to Genesee, Idaho, then traveling west towards Uniontown, Idaho, and then north back to Pullman, Washington. What the hell? So he went south of Moscow and then went south to Genesee, Idaho, and then went back west towards Uniontown, Idaho, and then from there went north back to his place. So he went south from the crime scene, west from back west towards Uniontown, Idaho, and then from there he goes back up. So he made like a rectangle. So he goes from Pullman, Washington to the crime scene, travels south to Uniontown, Idaho, then travels west. Or no, travels west to Uniontown, Idaho, and then travels back north up to Pullman. Happy 2023. At approximately 5:30 a.m., the 8458 phone is utilizing resources that provide coverage to Pullman, Washington, and consistent with the phone traveling back to the Kohberger residence. The 8458 phone's movements are consistent with the movements of the white Elantra that is observed traveling north on Stadium Drive at approximately 5:27 a.m. The 8458's phone movements are consistent with the movements of the white Elantra that is observed traveling north on Stadium Drive at approximately 5:27 a.m. So he goes back to Pullman, Washington. He gets back to Pullman, Washington at 5:30. How long of a travel? Wait, so how far is it from Pullman, Washington to Moscow? Wasn't it just like 10 minutes or something? Isn't it pretty close? Because yeah, I think they're really close, like 10 miles or something. So he basically just took the scenic route home. So they've got so much crap against him, guys. This is crazy. They've got an airtight case against this guy. They have phone records. They have cameras that match the phone records, like cameras that match, like follow his car traveling or see his car traveling that match the phone records of his cellular phone, which is in the same area. They have so much on this guy. DNA. Then they find the sheath of the knife that says U.S. Marine Corps. Like, Zigzag. Okay. Further review indicated that 8458 phone utilized cellular resources on November 13th, 2022 that are consistent with the 8458 phone leaving the area of the Kohberger residence at approximately 9 a.m. and traveling to Moscow, Idaho. Specifically, the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that would provide coverage to the King Road residence between 9:12 a.m. and 9:21 a.m. Wait, okay, it says the 8458 phone utilized cell phone resources, cellular resources that would provide coverage to the King Road residence between 9:12 and 9:21 a.m. And that was on November 13th. The day after the same day of the murders. He went back to the crime scene. Oh my God, he went back, guys. Sorry, I'm such a dork, but that's crazy. It says, once again, I'm going to read that again. It says, further review indicated that the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources on November 13th, 2022 that are, because remember the murders were November 13th in the early hours of that day. So later on in the morning on November 13th, 2022, his phone is pinged, leaving the area of the Kohberger residence at approximately 9 and traveling to Moscow, Idaho. Let's see. Cellular okay, so he goes, it says specifically the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that would provide coverage to the King Road residence between 9:12 and 9:21 a.m. So he went back to that area. Oh my God, guys. And that would have been before they even called the police, because the police weren't even called till noon. Oh, really? To find the sheath, you think? Well, yeah, he screwed up there, that's for sure. It's like he went back to either that to find, or did he go back to see if the cops were there or what, you know? It's like, I don't know. Sometimes like, well, actually, I know the best way to hide is in plain sight. You know, Jody Sue. Can't wait till she's arrested. I know. Never mind. Sorry, I'm not trying to chew. Hopefully I'm not chewing loud. He studied criminal stuff and still did everything wrong. That was funny. I know, he made some pretty amateur mistakes. You would think, I mean, he shouldn't have taken his phone at all. He should have never taken his phone. But I'm glad he did. So he was back at the residence, the crime scene, near the residence at 9:12 to 9:21 a.m., still a few hours before police were called. The 8458 phone next utilized cellular resources that are consistent with the 8458 phone traveling back to the area of the Kohberger residence and arriving to the area at approximately 9:32. Wow. Okay, so he's able to get to his residence in Moscow, Idaho, guys. This is important for context. So he leaves his residence at 9 a.m. He goes back to Moscow, Idaho, at the crime scene. He's there from 9:12 to 9:21, okay? And 11 minutes later, he's already back at his place. So it looks like it is about a 10-minute drive. A little bit over a 10-minute drive to get from his place to the King residence. So yeah, he's really close. Because when you start thinking, you know, different states like Idaho and Washington, sometimes it makes us feel like they're far. It's far, you know. Yep, the sheath was on Maddie's bed next to her body, and Maddie and Kaylee were both found on the same bed. The Wells are smarter than him, right? Yep. You guys, street smarts is sometimes more valuable than intelligence. Book smarts. Below is a depiction of the possible route taken based on off of cellular site locations. Let me see what you guys are saying. You guys think he's killed before? He probably has. He probably has. He sounds like one of those types that like to see if they can outsmart the cops and get some kind of sick pleasure, almost sexual, weird freaking creepy pleasure over, you know, these games, like with the trying to outsmart the cops and the public. It makes them feel powerful. And then, you know, and then they don't really care if they're arrested because then they, you know, love the attention that they get from. Oh, really, Kay? Oh, really? His sister was in a horror film before? Place hasn't been a peeping Tom, but maybe first understand. But I wouldn't be surprised if he was the culprit of all the skinned. Oh, really? Okay, so it says investigators found that the 8458 phone did connect to a cell phone tower that provides service to Moscow on November 14th, 2022. So the next day after the murders. But investigators do not believe the 8458 phone was in Moscow on that date. The 8458 phone has not connected to any towers that provide service to Moscow since that date. Okay, so that's weird. Well, why did it ping in Moscow if it wasn't in Moscow? I don't understand that, but okay. If we can't take this ping as just being, to be fair, if we can't take this, trust this ping, then we can't trust the other ones that state that he was at the crime scene, really. I don't know. There's a lot of evidence against him, though. Oh, really? They're looking at a stabbing of a couple near him. Okay. Based on my training experience and the facts of the investigation thus far, I believe that Kohberger, the user of the 8458 phone, was likely the driver of the white Elantra that is observed departing Pullman, Washington, and that this vehicle is likely suspect vehicle one. Additionally, the route of travel of the 8458 phone during the early mornings hours of November 13th, 2022, and the lack of the 8458 phone reporting to AT&T between 2:47 a.m. and 4:48 a.m. is consistent with Kohberger attempting to conceal his location during the quadruple homicide that occurred at the King Road residence. On December 23rd, 2022, I was granted a search warrant for Kohberger's historical CSLI, which I forget what that stands for, from June 23rd to 2022 to current. Prospective location information and a PIN register trap and trace on the 8458 phone to aid in efforts to determine if Kohberger stalked any of the victims in the case prior to the offense, conducted surveillance on the King Road residence, was in contact with any of the victims' associates before or after the alleged offense, any locations that may contain evidence of the murders that occurred on November 13th, 2022, the location of the white Elantra registered to Kohberger, as well as the location of Kohberger. On December 23rd, 2022, pursuant to the search warrant, I received historical records for the 8458 phone from AT&T from the time the account was opened in June 2022. After consulting with CAST special agent, I was able to determine estimated locations for the 8458 phone from June 22 to present, the time period authorized by the court. The records for the 8458 phone show that the 8458 phone, utilizing cellular resources that provided coverage to the area of the 1122 King Road on at least 12 occasions prior to November 13th. All of these occasions, except for one, occurred in the late evening and early morning hours of their respective days. So he used to go there and party. Because it says, the records for the 8458 phone shows that the 8458 phone, utilizing cellular resources that provide coverage to the area of 1122 King Road on at least 12 occasions prior to November 13th, 2022. And all of these occasions, except for one, occurred in the late evening and early morning hours of their respective days. So to me, that shows like he went there to parties, that they were having at that house. So, it's kind of weird for him to be hanging out at these parties, though, because he's kind of old to be hanging out there. Don't you guys think? Isn't he like 28 or something? I don't think he partied. I think he was stalking him, probably. You're probably right. Kaylee Stalker. You're probably right. That sounds more likely than... He doesn't look like the type that they would really hang out with. He looks like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be, I don't want to be judgmental on outside appearance, but I probably feel that way just because what I know now, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I feel like, though, if I didn't know what I know now, I still think he, has kind of an odd look to him. You guys know what I mean? Like some kind of weird look in his eyes or something, like it just like no life in his eyes. You know what I mean? You're right, Mary. I think her sister did it. I did say something about not having a stalker, I think. He looks like Ted Bundy. Yeah, but he does have that look. He does have the Ted Bundy look. You're right. Oh my God. Most people would think Ted Bundy was probably better looking, but I don't think he's good looking. I don't think I would think that even if I didn't know what I know. I don't think I would find Ted Bundy attractive, but some people said he was attractive. I don't know. Yeah, dead eyes, like Chris Watts' dead eyes. Even though, man, it was so hard for me with that Chris Watts case to accept that he did that all by himself. Yeah, sister did say something about no stalker before. All violent criminals have creepy eyes. True. It's probably because they're freaking possessed. It says on sorry, I'm eating gummy bears. I'm just gonna mute for a second so I can finish this gummy bear. 1 second. I have not seen that article, but I'm definitely interested. Yeah, I've been on kind of a long time, so I haven't eaten today. Okay. I will look that up though about what you're talking about his mom. Did his mom have a weird feeling about him? Like all the rumors, that like a lot of the readings of this case, like psychic readings, a lot of them were saying that the mother knows that her son, something's wrong with her son, that he's not quite right. I'll have to watch that, Kay. Oh, really? His mom admired serial killers. Says on one of these occasions on August 21st, 2022, the 8458 phone utilized cell phone resources providing coverage to the King Road residents from approximately 10:34 p.m. to 11:35 p.m. At approximately 11:37 p.m., Kohberger was stopped by Littell. Oh my gosh. He stopped all the time. Okay, so at approximately 11:37 p.m., Kohberger was stopped by Littell County Sheriff's Deputy Corporal Duke, as mentioned above. The 8458 phone was utilizing cell phone resources consistent with the location of the traffic stop during this time. Wow. What was he doing out there? He was stalking this girl. Or somebody, do we know it was Kaylee for sure? Mom's a teacher, students love her. No, sorry. Yeah, well, don't eat a bunch of the sugar-free gummy bears or whatever. I hear that really makes you sick. Okay, so he was on August 21st. He was pinged at near the residence for, it looks like, almost an hour, from 10:34 p.m. to 11:35 p.m. Wish it would say like the day. What was August I'm just curious. Like, it's important for these to know if it was like a Friday night, was there a party going on? What was going on at the house that night, or these nights? Further analysis of the cell phone data provided showed that the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources on November 13, 2022, consistent with the phone traveling from Pullman, Washington to Lewistown, Idaho via U.S. Highway 195. At approximately 12:36 p.m., the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that would provide coverage to Kate's Cup of Joe coffee stand located at 810. Come on. Come on. 810 Port Drive, Clarkston, Washington. Surveillance footage from the U.S. chef's store located at 20 Port Drive, Clarkston, Washington, and adjacent to Kate's Cup of Joe showed a white Elantra consistent with suspect vehicle 1 drive past Kate's Cup of Joe at a time consistent with the cellular data from the 8458 or 8548 phone. At approximately 12:46, the 8458 phone then utilized cellular data in the area of the Albertsons grocery store at 400 Bridge Street in Clarkston, Washington. Surveillance footage obtained from the Albertsons showed Kohberger exit the white Elantra, consistent with suspect vehicle 1 at approximately 12:49 p.m. Interior surveillance cameras showed Kohberger walk through the store, purchase unknown items at the checkout, and leave at approximately 1:04. Kohberger's possible path of travel is depicted below, not to scale. Additional analysis of records for the 8458 phone indicated that between approximately 5:32 p.m. and 5:36 p.m., the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that provide coverage to Johnson, Idaho. The 8458 phone then stops reporting to the network from approximately 5:36 to 8:30 p.m. That is consistent with the 8458 phone being in the area of the area that the 8458 phone traveled in the hours immediately following the suspected time that homicides occurred. That is consistent with the from being in the area that the 80. Wow. So he's doing the same. It's like he was planning. It looks like he was like. It looks like he was completely planning this whole thing and playing it out. And oh my, that just hit me. Sorry. There's no way I could do keto. I'd have to do like low fat. Because I cannot go without carbs. Watching them since August. Yeah, it's believable now. Sounds about right. It says on December 27, 2022, Pennsylvania. Hold on. Okay. Pennsylvania agents recovered the trash from the Kohberger family residence located in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. Oh, really? So they went to his parents' residence and gathered their trash. It looks like it says that evidence was sent to the Idaho State Lab for testing on December 28, 2022. The Idaho State Lab reported that a DNA profile obtained from the trash. Oh my God. Oh my God, guys, this is crazy. Holy shit. Are you serious? That's how they got his DNA? Wow. I wish cops would be this determined on all cases. Look, it says once again, it says on December 27th, 2022, Pennsylvania agents recovered the trash from Kohberger's family residence located at Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. That evidence was sent to the Idaho State Lab for testing. On December 28, 2022, the Idaho State Lab reported that a DNA profile obtained from the trash and the DNA profile obtained from the sheath identified a male as not being excluded as the biological father of suspect profile. My God. At least a 99.9998% of the male population would be expected to be excluded from the possibility of being the suspect's biological father. Based on the above information, I am requesting an arrest warrant be issued for Bryan C. Kohberger, date of birth November 21st, 1994, for burglary at 1122 King Street in Moscow, Idaho, for 4 counts of murder in the first degree for the murders of Madison Mogan, Kaylee Goncalves, Zana Kernodal, and Ethan Chapin. I declare under penalty of perjury pursuant to the law of Idaho that the foregoing is true and correct. Wow. Dumpster criminal. Oh, I thought you said dumpster criminal. You said dumbest criminal. There you go, Papa C. Yeah, don't take offense to anybody. I truly did delete all mods, like every single one of them. And just to start over. Even the ones I know for a fact, like, are good. So please do not take it offensively. Like, I didn't know, and I still don't know who's like friend or foe, you know what I mean? So it's it's up to you guys. I'm never it's up to you guys if you want to support me and stuff. I'll never unmod somebody just because of opinion or whatever, as long as it's respectful. But I just didn't want to I really was having people deleted off my subscribers by like the hundreds. Somebody was going through and just deleting a bunch of like people or blocking a bunch of people. And anyways, and I thought I got all the people, you know, that I thought could be doing it, but then it seemed to still be occurring. So that's when I deleted all mods and I was like, okay, I'm just going to start over, you know. Yeah, it's good that I brought mention it, Tennessee, because there's a few people, you know, that have taken it personally, and I understand. I've been unmodded before and been offended and been like, what the hell did I do? You know what I mean? So I understand. So there's other people who've said things. So it's good for me to repeat it. The world's dumbest murderer. Who said you're weird? Kaylee just came in to show Maddie her new car. Really? Well, thank you, Lucky Lou. Well, thank you guys for... What was it, the one? Okay, somebody was mentioning earlier. Oh, the letter the mom wrote. Let's see. I do need to go, but I am curious about that. Letter, mom of Bryan. Or is it sister? It's the son, though. I don't know how reliable this. God, he's so strange looking. Is his nose been broken? It says the mother of the suspect arrested in connection to the Idaho murders has been publicly decrying the death penalty and school shooters, letters reveal. In articles unearthed by the U.S. Sun, Marianne Kohberger, Bryan Kohberger's mother, has written 2 letters to the editor in the Pocono Record daily newspaper. Mary Ann decried abortion, school shooters, and the death penalty in her letters. I pray we consider the children before the gun, reads the headline of one of her pieces. I do not personally support abortion and by all means do not support the death penalty, she wrote in another letter. State sanctified murder is just that, murder, she added in a letter published on April 7th, 2008. Marianne works as a paraprofessional teaching students under the supervision of certified teachers. She's also part of the school board. As I sat this morning reeling from yet another school shooting, I found myself wrestling with which actions need to be taken to stop all the madness. She wrote in another letter to the publication dated June 2nd, 2022, as she grappled with the news of the Uvalde, Texas shooting. I might be saying that wrong, sorry. His nose has been broke. Hey, Connie. My kids were little. They asked if they're planning a murder because I was always watching crime shows. Yeah, Jim used to say that stuff to me all the time. He'd say, he'd and I'd get annoyed. I'm like, oh my God. Because, you know, he's like, I have to sleep with one eye open because you're so into these crime shows. Okay, let's see. As I sat this morning, okay, wait, hold on. Bryan was arrested today at his parents' home in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of felony burglary. Madison Mogan, 21, Kaylee Goncalves, 21, Xana Kernodle, 20, and Ethan Chapin, 20, were all found stabbed to death on November 13th. Police also raided Bryan's home this morning after investigators found his DNA in the student's apartment. Wow. Where are these letters? An aerial view shows the Pennsylvania home where the suspect was arrested. Wow. I'm not going to show the letters, I guess. He did boxing. Oh, that's right. I did hear something about the boxing or something like that. You're right. Oh, thank you, Tennessee. Family friend said he's always had a wonky nose, but it looks like it's been broke. Yeah. People that I've seen with that, like similar noses, their nose has been broke. So that's probably what's happened. He probably deserved it. All right, guys, I'm going to go. Thanks for hanging out. And I'm working on that. I'm sure I'll go live tomorrow about summer. I'm going to be trying to get back on my channel, just the true crime, not drama. And I'm going to try my best to stay out of the drama. And even I'm going to try to just ignore it. It's hard sometimes, but you know, people take it too far and it's just, anyways, so like I said earlier, I did go to Tennessee for a few days. Nothing really, there wasn't really much really new. I mean, I did talk to Fred again and he did go over everything again. And unfortunately, like I said earlier, that conversation did not record. So yeah, I had a major hissy fit. But I hung out with Laura several hours. I took her to the grocery store. I took her to gas station one day and dollar store one day and gas and grocery store the next day. You know, I got them groceries and stuff. Because guess it was so cute. My daughter came up to me and she's like, "You should pay for the groceries." I was like, "Aw." I was like, "Good idea." So he just went over, like, you know, Fred says law enforcement have Andy on camera. He knows he was on that road that day. And Jody Sue, this is just all my opinion. Jody Sue needs to, she thinks that she's outsmarting everybody. That's what she's doing. That's what she's laughing in all our faces. No, I didn't see Dawn. I was not really, I wasn't interested in seeing them. You know what I mean? Because what is he going to tell me? I knew that some YouTubers had been talking to him already and stuff. And I mean, I wish we could all work together, but it just, none of us can get along and, you know, long enough to freaking work together, which is just sad. But anyways, I didn't see Dawn or Candace anytime when I went on Ben Hill Road several times. I did talk to Haskell Rhines, but that was not like really, he didn't have really useful information. As far as he did try to help me get in contact with the person that saw Candace at the bottom of Fred's driveway the day that Summer went missing. So I did appreciate that, but he's hard to understand. And I could tell he wasn't, half the stuff he was saying, like, he's not in his right mind exactly. So I couldn't really, but I'll look or listen to it and see if there is any. There was some interesting things he said, but you can't, I knew that a lot of what he was saying was just not true, and or I had no idea what he was talking about. So I just didn't really take anything he said seriously. But I did talk to, Laura a lot, and I talked to, and Laura also saw Andy on that road that on the same day too. Is what people need, need to understand. She is she's also a witness. I mean, so it's important to talk to her too, because she was with Fred when they passed Andy. And Fred talked again to me about wearing a wire on Dawn. And the whole wire, it got wiped. Like, he explains it. It's the craziest story. I wish he explained it again. And I wish my freaking recording with him saved, because he does a better job of explaining it. But it's so insane. Like, when he wore all his conversations with Dawn was like wiped, and law enforcement could not figure out why or whatever. Fred was saying they were about to arrest Dawn. They almost had him. And then the recording completely wiped. And then, they heard it live. But for some reason, supposedly, that's what Fred says. And supposedly, too, he said that like a laugh came over the thing, over the device, is what he says. And Dawn actually heard it. And I guess, like, there was, or whoever he was or I don't know about, I do know about one of them, but the main one that, set him up to be wired and talk to Dawn, and he got fired, I won't say fired. He got taken off the case just a few days after that. We don't know if it was because of that incident or what, but it was a very huge disappointment in the Summer Wells case, because it was big, important evidence, and it's just gone. Have to go on the words of what the officers heard and what Fred says. So, and I was mentioning earlier that vehicle that came in behind Andy is allegedly, according to law enforcement, Fred says, allegedly a girl who was visiting from California, a family member, a young girl, either like a daughter or I think a daughter, like young daughter who's living out of state. Supposedly that was her vehicle. So that's another person that could probably easily figure out who she is if she's related to those people at the end. Given, knowing what state she's from or what state she's at right now, it'd probably be pretty easy. I would love to just ask her, or if somebody could talk to her and find out, or if she ever just happens to hear this, please just let me know. Can you email me or email one of the other creators and let us know, like, what you saw that day? Did you see this truck and the Kia Soul? Did you pass those on the way to the Redmond property? I really would like to, and also what time was she back there? Because that would be another witness seeing Andy on the road that day. That'd be another, besides just Fred and Laura, that would be a person. If she saw the Kia Soul, like, to me, it sounds like she would have passed them. Because Fred said she came in right, like, it wasn't like she was like tailgating him or anything or on his ass. But she came in after Andy. And at first, we've been thinking that she was related with this Andy situation and Summer, but according to law enforcement, it was somebody visiting over at the Redmonds, out of state. And that would explain the out of state tags on the vehicle. So I'm trying to put together like a timeline to organize this information, because when people see this all laid out, all the stuff that all of us who have looked over the Summer Wells case and all these puzzle pieces we have from talking to all these people, if we can put them all together, I think it will show you guys, for those of you who are still supporting like Andy or Jody Sue, I think it'd be really important for them to see, a clear picture. Now, of course, a lot of this is hearsay. I mean, it's not guaranteed facts, most of it. Now we don't even know if that video in the back seat of Summer laying on the milk jugs, now we don't even know if that was from the same day. Which now would make sense, because she had long pants on and long sleeves in the summer, or almost summer. Maybe it wasn't that day at all. You would think that the law enforcement would easily have been able to get the data from that picture or that video and see what date it was created so easily. It's a very simple thing to figure out. But I didn't go by Allie's or anything, because, she's been talked to, but I did talk to Haskell. And so Jason Arnold's mom too, she really wants creators to look into her son's case. She's very upset with Hawkins County. And she feels that they tried to railroad her grandson too and set him up for the murder of his own father. Right. And like, if the hearsay, like if we could put all the hearsay together, okay, we can probably be able to easily tell what's BS and what's more than likely correct, just by how it fits. Like the whole, I believe Candace really did see Jody Sue at the end of the driveway at 4:30 to 5. Thank you very much for that information, Candace. Because I believe that's true. Because, I have more. You guys, this is super important before I forget. Okay. This is important. Candace was not walking at the end of the drive, by the way, guys. Or according to Fred, he said he had talked to the witness, his friend who saw Candace that day at the end of the drive. He talked to him again and talked to him about what he saw that day again. And Fred said that this guy saw Candace driving past. She was in her vehicle, guys. So that's important to know. She was not walking. The whole walking thing, according to Fred, like he wanted to clear up. He said that he talked to him again and she was in her vehicle from 4:30 to 5. It was 4:30 to 5 p.m. Well, Candace told us herself she saw Jody Sue when she was at the end of her driveway at 4:30 to 5, when she was in her mom's truck. Who is who? Let's see. Who is that, Ziggy? I don't know them. Who is? What do you mean, Connie? Yeah. Well, see, I thought when I heard walking that he saw her walking, I thought, oh, she parked her vehicle. That never made sense to me. I'm like, how did she walk all the way there? Well, now that mystery is solved. She was driving. There was no walking, which totally makes sense and makes much more sense because I knew her. Nobody's going to walk that. Why would she do that? No, she drove down there. And also, Fred claims that the dogs hit. I mean, he freely gives this information, so I think he's pretty confident in his innocence. But he did say that the dogs hit at his house and his mom's. That's what he told me this time. I said, really? And he goes, well, and he goes, the only person, he goes, I think they were trying to set me up. He really thinks it's set up because also, you know, I talked to Tiffany the other day about possible, like, if they were possibly trying to set him up. And I brought up that idea to Fred. He's like, they very well could have been. He had like a strong, like, I mean, like, definite reaction that he felt they were trying to set him up. He also said because he felt that way because Jody Sue was trying to get him to go and search a certain part of the creek. Then he went on to say, and then I go, yeah, just like how she tried to, you know, how about her going in the creek trying to wash off her scent or whatever. And he laughed and said, yeah, and that's just stupid because doing that just intensifies the smell. Because I guess he said he's worked with dogs or something and knows that actually if you get wet, it actually intensifies your smell. Actually, I can't say if it was her mom's truck or her own for sure. I was just, for some reason, I was thinking it was her mom's truck that she drove down there, but I could be wrong on that. A lady and her son. Yes, Jason Arnold. Okay. Jason Arnold is somebody that actually, the first person to mention was actually True Crime Commentary, aka Penny, aka Fizzle. She did a video about missing, like, odd missing person cases near that area and just weird it just looks like corruption in that area with law enforcement and stuff, with missing persons, with these missing person cases and stuff. Well, she did, one of the people that she looked into was Jason Arnold. He had a suspicious death, and circumstances surrounding his death. Well, she did that video like very early on. I mean, it was like, it's over like a year ago at least. And then I go, you know, I talked to Fred and he brings up this Jason Arnold again and how he was his best friend and how the cops, like, how they handled the case completely wrong, and how the cops are corrupt and they're covering something with his death. Well, the reason why I thought of him again is because I started looking into the corruption because of the Summer Wells case. And then also I also was told by Fred that the person who saw Candace at the end of the driveway was relatives to Jason Arnold. That's how I put 2 and 2 together, and I found out who he was, and I am currently very close to talking to him. Hopefully, because I just want to know for him, or if he ever hears this or whatever, I'd love to talk to you about your brother's case, Jason's, but I also would love to just know, like, what time you saw Candace. If you know for sure, and anything like, just like what she said. Because according to Fred, she just said, have you seen Summer? She's asking at 4:30, according to Fred, for 4:30 to 5, have you seen Summer? What? You don't call 911 until hours after that. I forgot Dawn had Candace's vehicle that day. Yep, that's true. Oh, thank you, Connie. Yeah, you guys, we'll have some, unfortunately, me and Fred's conversation didn't get recorded, but, other people are able to speak to him soon. And, I'm sure, that's why I'm going to put that together, this, like, I'm going to get off here and work on that so I can have the information, like, organized and go through it. And also, maybe put some audio clips in there, and so we can try to just piece together everything that everybody said, like, that they witnessed on the 15th, and kind of just, like, build this, like, visual too on top of, because sometimes it's hard to keep it, like, straight in your mind. Hey, Misty. Thank you, Connie. I think you're my first. Oh, thank you. I was going to say, I think you're my first super chat of the new year. I was trying to remember. Thank you so much. But very sweet. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. And I'm sorry for anything. I know tensions got a little bit high earlier and stuff, and I don't want to anybody mad or anything, but sometimes you guys, I just have to keep doing what I feel is next right thing, even if I have everybody freaking against me. Eventually, the truth always comes out and stuff. But instead of trying to make everybody happy, I'm just gonna, and sometimes sometimes you guys are gonna be mad at me and not agree with me, but it's all in how, like, we conduct ourselves when we disagree, how we react. And that includes myself, because I'm very reactive. So that's why I can't really, I have to either I just have to ignore that stuff completely, because it's not that I don't think that I don't want to talk about or I'm hiding something. It's just I don't want to. It never does any good. And I feel like if people that I feel like if they were really serious, they would contact me, you know, because you guys can always contact me. And if it's not rude, you know, I'll answer your questions. And just so, when was it? I just made another payment. So you guys, I promise you, my intentions are in the right place. So I will talk to you guys all later. Have a nice evening. Ta-ta.